Hello.
Shock.
Hi.
Shock. I was just gonna let you know that I'm currently in a cast room, which I'm just wondering if that would be a little bit problematic. So we're currently in the second boss.
Okay.
It's it's the cast room that was advertised like at around 2 p.m. earlier today by Groverwatch.
That should be enough time to clear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think should be
Because
fine.
I think because the white maid, someone by the name Serena Cosma, I think is also in doing DRS, and they're currently in the cast room
Oh,
like
okay, okay. No, that's fine, that's fine. If let's say like, we are aware that you are doing Castrum and then you're updating us that, you might arrive slightly later, but before
yeah,
the 3 p.m. start time, it's
yeah,
fine. As long as we are aware, it's perfectly fine.
yeah,
Yeah, in fact, even if you go a little bit over, like, I just need 2 minutes, we'll
yeah.
still wait for you. It's no
Right.
problem.
Because
Hmm.
I think it's just me and Serena Cosma who are doing who are in the DRS who are doing caster at the moment.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Anyway, let me just get everyone in the VC. Okay, so for uh today's session, right? What's gonna happen is that we are probably gonna try and see as much of the DRS as we can. Last week we did very good. Last week we did fantastic, and we went,
Above expectations.
yeah, above expectations. We went all the way into boss 3, which is I mean, it's not unheard of. There's been groups who have like done a fresh batch to boss 3 on the first session. So it's not like unexpected, but it means that people are either, number one, uh, most of them have done it before, or number two, a lot of players have done their own reading and studying. Okay, both of which are good signs. So I think today we'll try to reach boss 3 and 4, see boss 4 at least. Um, I won't. Okay, I'm generally not hyper optimistic, so I won't say that we are gonna clear today. But there's always the possibility of clears if, let's say, people have done their research and reading lah. But again, because this is very very accelerated, right? So uh, I won't guarantee that. I won't say like, okay, no, we are gonna clear this session. It's unrealistic to say such a thing, but keeping our hopes up, and if people have done study, the a likely possibility is that we will see boss 4 on our first pull, and then gun for a clear on the second pull. So the first pull is always going to be the first look. We will definitely expect to wipe on the first look pull, but then subsequently, once people have sort of gotten used to it, okay, that they've seen all the surprises, then the subsequent run will be a very um constant concerted effort to try and clear it on the second run, basically. So like, things that you can improve on. You die to mechanics on certain on the first look. The subsequent one, you've gotten used to it already, and then you should be able to at least attempt to resolve them lah. uh I mean, last week's session, to be very honest, right, last week's session, uh it was good, but also bad at the same time. Okay, again, I'm not
Yeah.
hyper optimistic, because what happened was that we spent about an hour plus, right, just doing slimes and golems, which usually isn't ideal. That means that half the session was spent doing the trash on the initial entry phase lah. But honestly speaking, trash is actually one of the hardest mechanics.
The free fight. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the trash at the start of DRS, right, is harder than some if not most of the boss fights in DRS, because it is not a mechanic based fight lah. The shot caller cannot tell you what to do. You need to, each individual person has their own responsibility. So it's basically like a lot of moving gears at the same time. If one of the gears break, right, the whole system collapses. Hence, it is difficult to clear. But once we have sort of ironed out all the issues, subsequently, right, we will consistently be able to create no problems. So today's Slime's Golem, okay, I don't want to say so much later, people will say I jinx it. But today's Slime's Golems, we fingers crossed we will probably just clear in the first attempt, and then straight away jump right into boss 1, boss 2 practice again, and then leading on to boss 3 and boss 4. Okay, now for the fights, okay, hopefully I'm assuming that everyone here has like done their own reading lah. Okay, they've gone through the either video guides or read through online guides. Okay, obviously the best is to watch a video lah. Okay, and I'll be very honest, like although we posted Mesh Sensei's in-depth tutorials, I don't expect everyone to just sit through a two hour long session times 2 for these fights lah. So even if you watch like outside videos, is fine. It's perfectly acceptable. Which is what
I would.
yeah, sorry.
I mainly looked at the video guide by Strawberry Light Travel.
Yes, that one works as well. Yeah.
I mainly use that one for boss 3 and boss 4.
Yep. So I think some of you would have seen either Strawberry's travel guides. I mean Strawberry's DRS guide videos. Okay, Strawberry is basically DRS mods from Elemental, and they created this really short fight guides lah. So you don't have to sit through like 2 hours of explanations. Okay, the explanation guide videos are really good because there are some players like myself who, if you just tell me how the mechanic works, right, I might not be able to resolve it because I don't understand how the mechanic works. So for me, I need to understand how the mechanic actually works so that I can resolve it properly, if that makes sense lah. Some players are just like this. Like, I need to understand it so that I can handle it. You know, if I don't understand it, then if something changes or something shifts, I will get confused and then I won't be able to resolve it anymore. So I actually had a lot of difficulty dealing with the swords mechanic, right? The first few times I was doing DRS, I had a lot of problems with it until I finally understood, oh, this is the reason why I need to step one step away from the square in the safe square. Then I finally understood, and then from then on, I could do it no problem. So some players are just like that lah. They need to have a in-depth understanding of it. So there are different guides. Just use whichever guide suits you lah. So the Strawberry ones is really short and concise. Gives you just what you need to know to resolve it. The Mesh Sensei's in-depth video guides are like a full explanation, and it covers all the details and everything. But again, I don't expect everyone to sit through 2 hours worth of videos just to understand it lah. So any guides you use out there is fine, as long as you understand the boss mechanics. But this is also why, prior to each fight for the first time, right, we will usually spend about 10 to 15 minutes, right, to explain certain mechanics, because there is a possibility that you might have watched a different guide out there, and there's actually a lot of different ways to resolve the mechanics. Hence, the need to clarify, you know, this is the strategy that we are using. Okay, like those BA addicts, you all know, like if we don't say we're going clockwise or counterclockwise strat, right, then you use the wrong strat, you just everyone just dies. So it's the same thing applies here. We need to explain the mechanics, the strategies that we're using, so that you can follow the correct strategies lah. Okay, but not to worry too much. Most of DRS is actually shot callerable. Okay, the shot caller can tell you what you need to do, and then you just resolve it, with the exception of boss 3. Okay, with the exception of boss 3. Boss 3 is, like I mentioned last week, is something that you need to be able to resolve yourself, because boss 3, every player gets their own permutation of the mechanics. Okay, one of 4 different permutations. So the shot caller cannot resolve it for you. Here the shot caller can only tell you where you need, where's the safe spot, and then from the safe spot you need to figure out which of the 4 directions to go. Okay, and arrows and things like that lah. Okay, you need to do a bit of math. Okay, I know FF14 players cannot do math and are very bad with directions. Okay, but that's exactly what they are throwing at us for boss 3 lah. So you need to be able to do add simple numbers. Okay, and then need to resolve directions left, right, forward, backwards. Okay, for the force march and everything. Okay lah. So that's basically it for what our plans are for today. If there's anyone who have questions, okay, I think Rabin earlier said that there's a lot of things they want to clarify with there's a lot of things to clarify now. So if you have questions, just ask in the alliance chat, right, and then I can explain it in the VC as well. Okay, I'll type it once more.
Just letting you know that as boss 2 is almost dead on my end. That should be if that's enough time to make me arrive.
Yeah, I think it should be okay. Yeah, you have about
should be
35
fine.
minutes. Should be
You'll
fine.
you'll probably be in the like backup calling phase, but like we know to not fill you, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Because in terms of the numbers, there's only around 5. There's only 6 members that's doing this cast room, and it's already at boss towards the end of boss 2.
Shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Eric's here. Carlos here. Yeah, this week Tomato's not around, so we have Lara to help us with organization today. Thanks, Lara.
I'll be taking Tomato's death tally and doubling it.
I see. Do you want to take it or double it and give it to the next person?
Maybe. And then I'll get Callie in next week, and then she can try and triple it. Rescue everyone in epic death.
Oh, Kelly just does PvP DRS? Nice.
Oh, she does it in BA as well. I don't like what you're doing. I'm going to rescue you and run out.
Let's see who joined me. Okay, so for boss 3, right? Okay, there's actually quite a number of mechanics for every fight that causes difficulty to players. Okay, I'll answer the easy question first. So Hakimaru's question, right? No need inbound, but you don't know if it's poison or explosive. So ideally you just pop the inbound anyway. Alternatively, if you have perception and you can see the trap, then you use you don't need to pop inbound. But there's no reason to save it because you're not going to use it anyway. So may as well just pop inbound, run through the trap, and if it's explosive, you're fine. If it's poison, just use antidote afterwards.
It's what we call an option select.
Yeah.
You just cover all your options.
Yep, that's right. Okay, now for the major questions, okay, I'll probably just quickly answer the boss 3 questions first, and then later I'll just go do a quick run through on all the 1, 2, and 3 bosses and some of the difficulties that players will face Okay, so for boss 3 the main difficulty with boss 3 is that is the elemental brand mechanic that most of you have seen last week Okay, it's actually very similar to the DRN version, but the DRN version only gives you one element, so like it's either hot or cold, and then you just get cleaved by the sword of the opposite temperature, and then you're fine. So here in DRS your hot and cold, right, has +1 hot, +2 hot, -1 hot, -1 cold, -2 cold. Okay, we call it minus but it's actually just +1 cold, +2 cold Okay, but it's easier to think of it as a temperature scale So whenever we say -1, it means it's 1 cold. Okay, so how the fight works is that the if you have a +1 hot, you need a +1 cold. Later on in the fight, you will get a brand as well as the hot and cold debuff. So your hot and cold debuff will give you, let's say, +1 hot, and then there'll be an additional brand on top of it. So maybe this brand, right, is -2 cold. So +1 hot, -2 cold. You do the math first. You +1 -2 is -1. So your actual temperature is -1 cold. So you only need to get hit by a +1 hot. This is the gist of the boss tree mechanics. You need to do some math to calculate. Okay, so hence you need to do your own calculation, and then there'll be other things to pay attention to as well. So like doing the arrows to figure out the direction, you do the math, you position yourself in the correct square, facing the correct direction, trace the arrows, and then get hit by the arrows. Okay, that's the boss tree mechanics. So a lot of things that's happening. We'll do it later when we get there. Okay, now okay, because last week we only saw boss 1 and 2 once, so I'm just gonna do a quick review of what to expect for the boss fights. Okay, if you have any questions on anything as I'm going through them, right, you all can just type in the chat also, then I'll just answer. So now last week, when we saw boss 1, the boss 1 is basically the DRN same boss fight, but mechanics are a lot faster, and there's a few additional mechanics as well. I think most of you did quite okay lah. The main issues are just the sword cleaves, which tends to kill a lot of players because of how fast they come out. Okay, and then there's also the nearing the end of the fight, right, there are combination mechanics where there's like cleaves and a knockback and hide, or there's a tiles and sand and a knockback and hide mechanics together at the same time. For boss 1, mostly the shot caller can just call out all these mechanics. Okay, Neve, our in-house of shot caller, has been doing a lot of practice, and he's actually gotten pretty damn good. So I fully trust Neve to just do all the shot calls for today. But I'll be back up as usual. Okay, here we usually have a primary and a secondary shot caller. So if let's say I'm the main shot caller, then Neve will be my backup. If Neve is the main shot caller, then I'll be his backup. And then we sort of cover for each other if certain things happen, like suddenly he's hit with a leg spike, and then nothing's moving on his screen. I will straight away jump in to cover him. Hence we have dual shot callers, just in case things happen. You never know, suddenly he disconnect. Some other shark bite his cable. Okay, it's not me, obviously. And then
immediately shirking responsibility.
And then he like disconnects. He will straight away say, "Oh, shark, I've disconnected," and then I will straight away jump in to take over. So even though I'm not doing anything, I'm also doing short calls in my own head. So that at any point of time, right, something happens, or even if he calls the mechanic and I do it by myself, right, and I see, that's not the correct mechanic, or it's not the right order, I will override his calls to sort of cover. Okay, although to be fair, I'm usually quite stable with it. Okay, I've made mistakes before also, so I understand. As main shot caller, there's a lot of pressure on them to get it right, and then to make sure they cover everything, and sometimes they just miss certain things, and then if you miss something, right, you pretty much kill everybody. Everybody else dies.
If you're watching for 4 things, it's easy to miss one, and that screws up the shot call.
Exactly. Like suddenly someone say something like, "Oh, Neve, you need to," or like main tank down, and then Neve get distracted for a moment, and then he missed the mechanic, and then that's it. Everybody else dies. So usually we tend to have a backup for shot callers. This actually also applies to our organizer as well. So by right, we have Tomato as the main organizer, and then Lara is the sub organizer, or vice versa. So like last week, Lara wasn't available, so Tomato handled most of it, and this week Tomato is not available, so Lara handles most of it. Okay, but we usually try to have at least 2 in case emergency. Again, if emergencies happen, then the standby or the substitute can stand in to help cover. Plus, if both of them are available, many hands make light work, so they can both help to handle certain things. Okay, like we need to mark attendance. Then as it gets closer to the X45, okay, the 345 mark, okay, or 245, sorry. They'll need to start to ping people, ask them to join, okay, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of back end work that goes on that we are quite appreciative of lah. Okay, I myself personally I don't do any org, so don't ask me about organization questions. I just primarily to do short calls only and answer questions and basically keep you all entertained while they are doing their back end stuff lah. So that's why you always see me talking a lot and people think that I talk a lot because I actually entertaining everybody who is here early instead of just sitting in the
You're
chat.
vamping.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
I know that term.
So if we wipe, it's Shark's fault, but if people don't turn up, it's mine.
Yeah. It's pretty much,
And
pretty much. Yeah.
That's the very simple sense of it.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
checked to Neve. I checked to Neve. Don't blame me. It's Neve's fault. Neve not in the VC, right? Okay, yes.
No, but you're the backup, right? So like, if Neith screws up, then like you need to catch. So ultimately, it means it's your fault.
Technically true lah. Technically true. Yeah.
So, by the way, I managed to finish the cast room, so
Nice.
safe.
Nice.
Join it now.
Okay, so anyway, before we sort of like start to get closer to the 3 p.m. start time, right? The usual things lah. So just double check that, make sure you have all your actions, okay, lost actions. If you need stuff, just quickly go and either hop into Znor and buy them from the NPC, or just go to the market board and buy some. Okay, ideally, we should be able to farm them throughout the week, but I do apologize, but I just don't have that much time to spend farming and grinding for stuff. So personally, I do the market board strat. I just buy whatever I need from a market board. Okay, and I make my money, might use some other method lah. Okay, I use macro crafting on the side and then just craft leaf items to sell and things like that lah. I just make my guild and then buy the actions instead, so I don't have to go and do farms. Okay, but however you want to get them, just make sure you have a healthy supply of lost actions and then pure essences primarily lah. Okay, now there's this thing I want to address, right, with regards to performance lah. Now for those of you who are like not so good at DRS and then you're afraid that I keep dying and my performance is bad, don't worry too much about it. The main thing about our runs here is that we don't penalize people for poor performance. We penalize people for poor effort. Okay, this one has to be mentioned because some people feel that like we are very strict on certain things lah. Honestly speaking, we are actually very lax on like we are really quite lax. Like you can don't do much DPS. You can don't really understand some of the mechanics and you die a couple of times, but as long as you improve over the sessions, we will just keep you in the run. It's only if you, number one, don't bring certain actions that you are required to bring. So for example, the main one, which is what I mentioned last week, pure essence is a must. It's like the bare minimum effort, right? It's just to bring the damn pure and just use it. And then any lost actions that you've been assigned, you just need to bring the action and press it. If you are like most actions, is just you just press on cooldown. So like things like I think Dervish and Cure 4, okay, for the casters, and Breath of Banner of Honor Sacrifice for the melee DPS. You just need to press it on cooldown, or if you are a much better player, you can try to align it with your 2-minute burst lah. Okay, but personally, it's not really necessary. I'm actually a pretty bad DPS, just so you all know. That's why I play tank all the time. So yeah, I won't penalize other players' DPS.
Same though.
I won't penalize other people's DPS because my DPS is quite bad. So
my mentality is it's better to use it than to not use it.
Yeah. As long as I press the buttons, right, that is good enough for me. So as long as you
If
press
it's
the
on
button,
cooldown, I did my job.
Yeah. As long as you
Yeah.
press the button, it's good enough for me lah. And then and to be very honest, like if for whatever reason, okay, I do understand that this content, for some of us, we really enjoy it. We put in a lot of effort, but for some of you guys, maybe you're just here and you don't really like enjoy the content too much, but you do want to clear. Understandable. Just try your best. If you can afford the actions, you just buy and use them. If you cannot afford them, you want to just try to just bring like the bare minimum lah. Okay, I'm really uh, uh, casual about this lah. Okay, I'm not very strict about this, and the team as well. But it's just that when you don't put in effort, right, then it becomes a sticking point. And I'll be very frank, right, it's not myself who is looking out for these things, but then we do get feedback from the other players who actually put in effort, and then you see like, why this person not using any action? Why do they have no pure essence? And then they feedback to us, and then it's like not a very nice thing lah. It's like they are putting in the effort, and then some of the players are not putting effort, and they are getting carried, and then we get this kind of feedback, and it feels bad. So we try to like tell people, okay, at least at the very least, try to everyone try to carry a bit of their own weight lah, and just bring whatever you are recommended to bring. And it's not outrageous. These actions are okay, might be a bit more expensive on Materia, I do understand. Okay, but they are not like exorbitantly expensive.
I was gonna say, if you don't think you can hit the bare minimum, I know Shark doesn't farm, but like if you can't hit the bare minimum, like mention it. And some people like me have spares, and can get you to at least like enough to run the run.
Exactly.
And I like really don't mind just giving these to you because
it actually makes sense because
it makes the run better.
It's better for like if I can afford to give away some of mine also, I would do so.
I know you would have said that if you were if this was your main. I 100% know. So I will say it in your regard. If anyone like right now, if you want something, if I can like get it for you quickly, I will jump worlds and give it to you.
And then it actually makes sense because it's like if we can all clear this session rather than like some people don't have the actions and then we didn't do anything about it and then we wipe, right? Then we have to come back for another 3-hour session next week and then we all lose 3 hours. So I must just give you all the actions and then we can all clear this week or something like along those lines. You all get what I mean? Like I would just give away free stuff so that we can clear to save the 3 hours in the subsequent session. Okay, having said that, we will probably still run again next week just to let you all know.
Just a question.
Yeah, sure.
How many APO essence should we expect to use when we get to boss 3? Because I'm just concerned I might not have enough.
Good question.
I only have...
Okay, now for any one particular session, right? If it is not a fresh session, so since we are now in session number 2, the number of pure essences that you should be expected to bring, right, is 3 to 5. Max 5. If we use 5, right, it means that we somehow messed up already. We effed up somewhere along the way. 5 is a lot for a 3-hour session. The usual number is 2. Okay, 1.5 hours per pool, 2 pools maximum for 3 hours. That's the usual number. So 2 is the normal, is the average. 3 is if we mess up the first pool, we need to rezone once. 4 means we really mess up like twice. 5 is maximum. Anything more than 5, right, we won't have enough time. Like we'll go beyond 3 hours already. So generally speaking, 5 is the most you will ever need. Yeah, although I don't want to jinx it by saying this, and then later we have to do like 6-7 pulls. The other thing is re-raisers. Re-raisers also as well. Now I don't want to mention this, like for some of y'all, if you choose to do so, you can hold back on re-raisers at the start if you really are in a tight pinch, and only use them at the first boss, because slimes and golems has this issue where if someone messes up, we all wipe. So if you want to save, cut back a little bit on cost, right, you can cut back on one re-raiser at the start by not popping it at the very beginning until we reach boss 1. Okay, but do understand that if you hold back on certain things that you can normally pop at the cache, that means you'll be carrying the extra weight along with you, which is not optimal. But in the interest of saving costs, that is one of the few ways you can save. Okay, but pure essence, I still sort of insist that you pop at the start. Okay, because pure essence are kind of heavy. Okay, and they are one use thing, one per run. So it doesn't really cost that much. And to be honest, I think nowadays, because you can buy pure essences with clusters in Zetnor, and clusters are just farmed from killing the robots there, relatively easy. You just hit the mobs and then you get a cluster, and then you can just buy a pure essence. Okay, let me check.
A pure essence is 1.5 re-raisers. Like,
Yeah.
I would rather have extra re-raisers in the run than holding on to a pure that we end up having to use at the start anyway. Is how I think of it.
Okay, now other than that, I should really address the questions with regards to the boss fights lah. Okay, now for boss 1, there will be a couple of tight situations, mainly to do with the sword slashes and the movement mechanics, so the knockback and height mechanics. Okay, hang on a second. Madhu, can I just kindly ask you to like lower your...
Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm getting feedback from your microphone. Thanks. Yeah. So so for boss 1, right, there's a couple of scenarios where the sword slashes come out. I mean, okay, all of them, the sword slashes come out really fast, and you need to move quickly lah. For us here, right, we tend to use the 1, 2, 3, 4 or north, front, back, left or right of the boss. Okay, boss or clone relative lah. Okay, actually Neve is correct to call them using the front, back, left and right, because the boss orientation, yeah, it's not always facing true north or true south. So he's correct to use front, back, left or right. Okay, but the calls will always be either front, back, back, front, or front, front, back, back, or left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, or vice versa. Okay, so the movement is always either from one cardinal point to another cardinal point to minimize the amount of movement you ever have to do. So it's either left, left, right, right, means you stay on the left first, and then you cross over to the right after the second slash. Okay, or if it's left, right, right, left, then first slash, cross over, second slash, third slash, cross back. So 2 movement steps at most lah. This is to minimize movement so that you don't, you know, get clipped lah. One of the biggest issues with the sword slashes is just getting clipped. Now the other thing to mention is the Earthshaker tethers during the clones, when the iron splitters, okay, tiles or sand is safe, and then there's 3 of those, there'll be 2 tethers 3 tethers tethered to 3 random players. Those players need to actually point the tethers away from the boss. Okay, the simplest thing we do is just point them away from the boss, because everybody be crowded around the boss, and those Earthshaker tethers put an earth resistant down debuff. If you get hit by one, you cannot get hit by another one, or you will die. So getting hit by 2 is just instant death lah. Okay, so the second Earthshaker, if you get hit by that, you just die, because the resistant down will make you take like maximum damage or some incredibly high number lah. Okay, so try to point them away from the boss and away from the party lah. Okay, Neve will just say move away or point away. Just try to point them away from the party. Another thing to mention for boss 1 here is there's a phase with the iron splitters plus sword slashes. Now that one is extremely tricky, right? If we get left, right, right, left, or front, back, back, front, for the and then the iron splitters. Now Neve has been doing this correctly, but the correct order to resolve it is, for example, left, right, right, left, tiles is safe. You stand on the tiles first, then the first slash, cross over, second slash, third slash, cross back into sand. So you still do the movement as per normal, but you just cross back into the safe tile or sand as it goes off. Okay, this is the correct way to resolve it because of the timing. It's very tight, the timing. So the callouts will actually tell you what exactly you need to do, and you just need to try your best to follow them. Yeah, I think but Neve knows what to do lah. Okay, the last thing for the boss 1 fights is if we do ever see get closer to the end of the fight, right, there'll be clones and knockback or height mechanic. Usually what we do is we will say, okay, knockback towards A or knockback towards 1, or using the barrier at 1, height behind 1. Okay, do the height or knockback mechanic first, and then after the clone slashes will come out. The barrier to get knockback to is specific because that is the first safe spot lah. So we try to point that out as well. Just follow the callout, should be fine. Okay, other than that, boss 1, mainly the callouts can carry you throughout the fight. Not a very big deal. Worst case scenario, people die. We prop the limit break near the end of the fight. Everyone gets back up, kill the boss one, and we successfully go on to the second fight onwards. Okay, Dahu. So after Dahu, there are traps. 1v1 goes ahead. Yeah, Korwa will do the 1v1. Is it Korwa today? Today's Korwa, right? No, it's Eden.
Ooh.
I think it's Eden. Eden signed up,
okay.
right? Yeah, Eden signed up.
I mean, it was Eden last week as well.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
with regards to 1v1, right, for anyone here who is interested in doing 1v1, if you all want to do 1v1 and you want to give it a try, just let us know lah. Then we try to slot you in for not aim to clear runs. Okay, basically if it's not a boss 3, boss 4 run, right, we will just slot in new 1v1s just to get some practice. Because the bigger pool,
You need practice.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't instantly clear it the first try every time. Some pro gamers might be able to do so, but not everyone's a pro gamer. So, but you want to practice, you want to try, just let us know. We'll slot you in. If it's a fresh run or a fresh boss 1, boss 2 run, we'll let you go and try. You fail, doesn't matter. No loss. We'll carry on. We'll wipe, rezone. You can try again. Okay. But do note that if you fail like 2 sessions in a row, right, then we will. And you're new, okay, assuming you never cleared before. If you've cleared DRS before, then this rule doesn't apply because it doesn't matter to you. But if you're new and you also want to clear DRS, we will advise you to stop doing 1v1, right, and clear DRS first. So subsequently, if you didn't manage to clear 1v1, right, and you keep failing at 1v1, then you're not going to clear DRS. So we will recommend for you to go and clear the DRS first, then you come back and do the 1v1 afterwards, once you've cleared DRS. Okay, so this for 1v1 players lah. Okay, we always look for we're always encouraging people to come give it a try. Okay, if you're not sure how to do it, you can just ask the veterans, Korwa, Eden, and the rest of them lah, how to do it lah, and then they will give you tips. Okay, I myself again, I've also never done it before, cause again I'm not a very good FF14 player, so don't ask me. Okay, boss 2. Last week we saw. Okay, we only spent a bit of time to explain boss 2, the initial boss 2 mechanics. Okay, but this week, since we are and we managed to skip through, okay, we managed to skip by the boss 2 last week. Okay, this week, right, we are going to try to do all the mechanics properly. Okay, and so I'm gonna explain, right, the boss 2, second half of boss 2 now. Okay, now boss 2. After the first pair, okay, last week we did the Spellforge Steels thing. I explained that already. Okay, we cleared the first pair of bosses, burn them down at about the same time. Knight should be slightly lower HP at all times. Okay, then after the second pair of bosses appear. Now, a lot of people have problems with the gunner mechanic. Gap towards gunner, then gap towards the side. Now, boss 2 mechanics are sort of important because later on when we see boss 4, the queen, you will see the boss 2 mechanics again because the queen will summon the soldiers and then they will do their mechanics in the queen fight. So you actually need to know the boss 2 mechanics to resolve them in the boss 4 fight later on. Okay, because of this, the gap towards gunner, gap towards the sides or the turrets is basically point the gap towards the center and then point the gap towards the turrets at the side afterwards. If you can, for some reason or other, you can point the gap towards the boss and the turret firing at you at the same time, you don't have to turn. But that's not always possible. So try to figure out how to do the rotation thingy lah. Okay, I think there's no real other way to explain how to do this except you knowing how to rotate your character using the control scheme that you have selected. Okay, I myself using Legacy. Some people use standard, some people on controller. Okay, not mouse and keyboard. So everyone has a different way to do it. Okay, you can do the gap mechanic in Mustadio, Orborn. If not, you can do the Dance Revolution in Suzaku EX. Okay, it's the same mechanic. Turn your character to face a specific direction. So you can practice with those.
I will add, if you're doing everything else perfect, this is not recommended, but if you're doing everything else perfect, you can take one shot. So like if you can only have time to line up one shot and you're doing everything else perfect, you'll still survive.
Yeah, that's actually true. Not ideal, but better than messing up all of it.
Better than dying. Yeah, like if you think you can only get one, do the one.
That's actually correct lah. And then if once you sort of figured it out, right, you will slowly adapt to it and be able to do all of them over time. So yeah, that's actually pretty good advice as well. Just try to do at least one.
Also, pro legacy movement tip. If you hold down S to go backwards and both of your mouse buttons, you can turn on the spot with your mouse like you would be in standard movement.
Oh, that's cool. I need to hold down back. Oh, okay, okay, I see. Hey, thanks. That's a good tip. Quite useful. Personally, how I do it right is forward is front. Okay, legacy as well. Back, turn back, face, back towards the camera is back. Left and right is hold shift and strafe left or strafe right. I hold, okay, not hold shift. Actually, there's a keybind for it. My keybinds are different. Give me a second. Okay, I assign a key to turn left, turn right. So the move left, move right buttons, you just tap them once, will turn your character to the left and right. That works as well. So that's how I do it for Dance Dance Revolution. Okay, but again, many ways to resolve it. Just figure out what works best for you. Okay, next. Okay, so that's boss 2. Okay, boss 2 also has this reflect op mechanic near the end. Okay, for those healers, if you look at the spreadsheet, there's that picture at the bottom, all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and then all the healers that are supposed to take the reflect ops. So basically we have 6 healers, and then they're just stepping in the reflect op positions and then using reflect and just reflecting the ops AoE back onto the op itself, and that will kill the op. 2 pulses per op, but there are 2 ops that each player should handle. So the first pulse, they kill one of the ops, then they run to the second op, they kill the second op in the second pulse. Okay, so this is the reflect ops mechanic. Now, for healers, if for whatever reason your reflect healer in your party, right, is down, so okay, I'm just gonna name the ops. Okay, so I think one of the rows missing. Where's the A healer? Okay, I think it's hidden. Okay, but Lara, Hime, Lil, Flux, and Bezelmon plus Team A's healer. Camille. These 6 healers are supposed to handle the ops, and then the healers in their parties, right? If you can, maybe you just carry reflect, or better yet, light curtains.
Light curtain.
Yeah, just bring a light curtain, and then if your main reflect healer dies, okay, actually now I think about it, you will have reflect because you need to use reflect for the boss fall later on. So if you want, you can pop the reflect early. Alternatively, just use light curtains. Okay, but if your main healer dies, you back them up. So if they are dead, you take over their op positions. So, for example, party A, both they're not here. Okay, party C's healer, Hime and Notrafi, right? So if Hime is on the floor during the boss 2, then Notrafi will pop light curtains or reflect, right, and step into the ops that Hime is supposed to reflect. So this way, at least we have a back contingency, in case certain things happen. It doesn't just snowball into wipe, basically. Okay, there's also actually 6 tanks that are supposed to take spike checks. Now the main tanks is myself and Haki. Is it Hakimaru? Yeah, Hakimaru. We are the 2 main tanks. So we will have used our tank inbounds during the gun turret phase. Then the other 4 tanks, Freddy, T, Ave, and Nif, are supposed to take the spike checks. Wait, so Nif is the South Aura Sphere spike check last week. No wonder. Yeah, I died. So it's Nif's fault. I haven't actually looked at this. Okay, but basically these other 4 tanks, right, are supposed to go and take the North and South Aura Spheres. There are 2 spheres that spawn in the North and South, and they're supposed to just take aggro on them. And when the spheres die, right, they will fire off this spike check move on the highest target, highest MET player, which is supposed to be the tanks, the assigned tanks. And then these tanks will pop their tank inbound and eat the hit. The hit is just like 99999 max damage. So they need to pop tank inbound, and then they'll just survive it. If the tanks are dead, right, then some random player will take it. To be honest, the spike check is not very high priority, because worst case scenario, 1 random player dies. But it doesn't mean that we wipe. We will still probably clear it regardless. Okay, but the reflect ops are more important, because if you fail to do reflect ops, everyone gets a damage down. Possible to lead to a enrage, because of all the damage downs. Okay, if the op explodes, it's a damage down going out to everyone. We might fail the DPS check. Okay, so just try to do the reflect properly. Okay, these are just some of the common issues with the boss 2. Okay, the gap to gunner, gap to turret is one of the common mechanics people fail. And then the reflect ops and the two main tanks tethering the bosses too close to each other is also another very common wipe scenario. Okay, the tanks don't go back to their boss in time, or the tank dies, and then the two bosses tether to each other and then start casting a red white. That basically just wipes like half of the alliance. All the non-squishy players all die instantly. Okay, so we try to avoid that as well. Oh, okay, time I need to re-up PF. Give me a second. Yes, that's fine. No. Okay, so we'll ask the reflect op. Yeah, again, right, if you look at the spreadsheet, at the bottom right, the pattern is there. The pattern is literally posted there. So it will always be this pattern. It's static one. So you just need to follow. Like if you're not a reflector, you just avoid the ops. And then if you're a reflector, you always will be taking the same two ops all the time. Okay, the other thing to mention for that last lightning out phase is there will be counter stuns. Okay, coat of arms they call it coat of arms. The bosses have this counter stuns. Okay, Neve or myself will say stop attacking. What it just means is that they are changing their counter stance directions. So you don't want to keep attacking and then hit them as the counter stance comes up in your face. So just hang back a little bit, wait for the counter stance to appear or the shield to appear, and then you just continue attacking from the gap. Okay, the 1v, okay, one thing to note, the 1v1, okay, I think is Eden, he should know this, but the 1v1 shouldn't hit the spike ops, shouldn't hit the spike ops. During this entire phase, 1v1 just burn the bosses can already. Your damage is too important to be wasting on the spike check. Plus, if you hit the spike ops, then you take aggro, you're gonna die. So just hit the bosses instead. Okay, 1v1 shouldn't be focusing on the spike check ops. It's a waste of your DPS. Okay, and that's boss 2. Okay, any questions? Feel free to ask. I know I'm just rambling, but because we're still waiting for people and filling up the alliance. Okay, I'll do a ready check once everyone's here. But thanks very much, Lara, for helping to do this. Okay, as you can see, she's starting
All
to
good. Just trying to find you some healers.
Thanks. Yeah, she's starting to panic, scramble, and grab players. So, for those of you who are here on time or early, again, a lot of appreciation. You make their life so much easier. Okay, but I kind of understand the organizers' life quite tough because like when people are not here and then we're supposed to start now, and they're still not fully formed up yet. They scramble to quickly ping people and ask them to join. Okay, so I do appreciate the organizers for doing all this back end stuff. Okay, all I do is just talk and keep you entertained, so that you all don't feel that it's like wasting time. Yeah, teamwork exactly. Shh. But now I tell you all the secret, you all just don't tell other people. Thanks. Next time, maybe next time Neve will help do this for me. Neve, where you? Neve.
Let me ping him, see where
Not this Neve, right?
Similar to what Tarjackal is saying, if you have DPSs but you need a healer, I can go back to being a healer. I'm currently DPS in Team E.
Actually, that's true. Lara, if you need to shuffle people around and you want to interrupt me, right, by all means, just go ahead. I'm just rambling on it, to be honest. It's not a very big deal.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, moving on. So, okay, after boss 2, okay, we go on to Phantom. Okay, Phantom is trash, to be honest. Phantom, normally with a 48-man alliance, right, we just like kill it just after the transition. Okay, and the difficult mechanic comes
sometimes before.
Yeah, sometimes before. If DPS is good, right, or if we don't want to disband the party, right, we will kill it before it phase transitions into the invulnerable phase to save time. Okay, then after yeah, Neve, what you want to say?
Yeah, no.
Okay, then after the boss, the Phantom, okay, there's a couple of traps. We hit boss 3. Okay, now the traps in the before the boss 3, there's a mini trap. Don't step on that one. Okay, I want to mention it now. Don't step on the mini trap because we need it for the boss 3 . Okay, we need for after clearing boss 3. Okay, so leave the traps there. Go to boss 3. Okay, and then boss 3, right? Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, boss 3. Just to let you know. Today is our main hurdle. Okay, our main hurdle for today's session is boss 3. We are trying to aim to clear boss 3 with as minimal deaths as possible. Let everyone practice how to do boss 3. Now, boss 3 is going to be tough on all of you guys who are new because you have to resolve the mechanics yourself. Neve will be doing most of the callouts to call out what is the mechanic, but you need to pay attention to your own debuff. Everyone gets a different one. Now, basically, right, boss tree is like this, just to give you an overview. Boss tree starts with a red white. Okay, all red white must be Aether shielded, and then he does a tank buster, shed tank buster, 3 tanks will stack. Okay, but we always just say tanks stack, all the tanks won't stack. Okay, after that, the boss will do one of 3 forms: a sword form, where the front is safe; a bow form, where the rear is safe; or a staff form, which is a point blank AoE. Again, Neve will call it out, but it's a random one of 3 forms. You will do either, okay, so you'll be like sword, bow, staff, okay, bow, sword, staff, or one of, a single permutation. Now, once we see the first 3 forms, the order is fixed. So, for example, it's sword, bow, staff. It will start with staff, then do sword, and then bow. So, the last form on the first run through is the first mechanic we're doing, and then you go to the, so if it's like sword, bow, staff, it will be staff first, and then sword, and then bow, staff, sword, bow. It will do each of the weapon mechanics twice. The first 3 times it does it, it is elemental, is hot and cold brands only. So your temperature will either be -2, -1, +1, or +2. So 1 cold, 2 cold, 1 hot, or 2 hot only. The second 3 times that it does the mechanics, it will add on the elemental brands. So you will have your hot and cold, same thing, -2, -1, +1, +2, and the elemental brand, same thing as the hot and cold, -2, -1, +1, +2. And then you need to do the math to add them together. If you get things like +2 and +2, your actual temperature is +4 hot. And then you need to get hit by -2 cold twice to neutralize it. Okay, so this is pretty much the hot and cold mechanics, and it's the thing that kills players the most for this boss tree. Okay, most of the, it's pretty much all the mechanics. It's just hot and cold, trying to resolve it. Okay, now the 3 different forms. Meteors is probably the most easiest one. Okay, the staff mechanic, or the point blank AoE, is just the first time it does it, there's a force march. There's 4 meteors. Point yourself to the correct meteor and march into it. That one's easy. The second time it does meteors, there is no force march. You run to the correct meteor, but the one of the 4 squares at where the meteor is covering, right, is safe. If you see people stacking in one of the squares and jumping, right, there's the safe square. Try to follow them. Okay, there's basically a crisscross interlaced pattern coming from the sides, from the sides and from the north, which covers some of the squares. Then you need to avoid those squares. One of the 4 squares will be safe. Just try to see where everybody else is standing in your meteor and stand in that square as well. Okay, usually most players will be in the correct square. Okay, or if you see players jumping, that means they're trying to say, hey, this is the correct square. Come stand with me. And then just stand with them. Okay, so that is the meteor mechanic. Now do note that meteors, you cannot rest players during meteors. You know why? Because if you rest someone after the hot and cold mechanic has gone out, right, they will get up, they will run around, their transcendence will drop off, okay, their invulnerability will drop off, and then the meteors will explode afterwards, giving them a temperature. And then if they have a hot or cold temperature, they'll just die afterwards because they cannot resolve it. Okay, they can only stand in one of the 4 meteors, and they'll get a temperature and then they'll die afterwards. So don't rest players during the meteor phase. It will kill them. You essentially doom them. Okay, so always hold back on reses during meteor phase. Okay, that is for meteors. Now, bow mechanics. Okay, for bow, right, what happens is that same okay, you'll get temperature +1, +2, -1, -2, and then second time it does it, there'll be a brand as well. Now the first time we see the bow, the force march takes us to the safe zone. Okay, either D or D, okay, east or west. The second time we see, right, there's no force march to take us to the safe zone. We run or we sprint to the safe zone. Inside the safe zone, there's a force march. So we need to resolve the force march within the 5 squares at either the east or west. Okay, and then it's the ladders game, okay, or the arrows game. Now usually what happens is that there's a macro. Okay, last week Neve pressed it, but he messed up a little bit. This week I think I can help him to press the macro. So Neve, I'll press the macro for you later. Okay, I can help you do this one thing. Then the rest of it you do. Thanks. So
The one thing.
yeah, I'll do this one thing for you, that's all. I help you press the macro.
And don't you forget, Neith, this is the only thing Shark's ever gonna do for you.
So I will press the macro for you. So the macro basically shows you, right, 5 is the top row, which is the arrows from left to right, and then at the bottom there'll be a number permutation. Okay, there's only 2 permutations for the arrows, so it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal, or what we call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 inverted. Okay, but it doesn't matter. Shouting, putting in the line chat now. So if it's normal arrows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say you need the arrow closest to the right hand side. Okay, the number 5 arrow. You need the number 5 arrow. Your final position must be the second square from the left at the safe row, okay, at where we are standing. Because there is, okay, the first time it happens, you just to know that you need to end up in the number 5 square, and there's a force march 2 squares. So if let's say your force march is to the left, then you need to be in square number 3, marching yourself 2 squares from 3 to 2 to 5, ending up in square number 5. This is the force march mechanic for the arrow or the ladders game. Okay, we call it the ladders game, but it's actually just the arrows coming down the path. Okay, so this is the ladders game and the macro. Later I will reiterate it just before we see boss 3 lah. Okay, just give another quick overview. Now I'm just giving a short explanations to sort of save time since we're waiting anyway. Okay, now the last mechanic, right, for boss 3 is the swords mechanic. Now the swords mechanic is the one that kills people the most if they don't even know how to resolve it, because it's very confusing. But once you know how to resolve it, it becomes quite easy. Okay, and what usually happens is that Neve will say a safe square. So again, you have temperatures. Okay, so let's say I'm +2 hot. Okay, for the first time it does it, it's only just a normal, it's just the hot and cold temperatures. Okay, -2, -1, +1, +2. The second time it does it, you have the temperatures and the brand. So if I have, okay, I'm going to just use the brand example. Let's say I have a brand, -2 brand, and I have a brand, I have a hot and cold temperature +1 hot. I do the math, I count, okay, my actual temperature is -1 cold. I just need to get hit by a +1 hot once. Now, some of you might get -2 cold, -1 cold. So the brand and the normal temperature is -3. Now, obviously, there's no +3 temperature strike. So it means you need to get hit by a +1 and a +2. The order doesn't matter, but you need to get hit by a total of +3. 2 sword slashes with a total of 3. Okay, so this is the swords lah. Now, to get hit by the actual sword, my recommendation is to find the safe square. Okay, Neve will call it out. He'll say 4 is safe or 1 is safe. Just go to the safe square first, and from that safe square, take 1 step out of that square, north, south, east, or west from that square, stepping into the clone's sword cleave that you need. Okay, now again, the first time you do this, it might be very confusing. Again, I've done this when I was doing this, it was super duper confusing for me. I couldn't figure out what the heck was happening until I got a full detailed explanation on how the mechanic works. Then it clicked into place, and from then onwards, I've always been able to do it. So the reason why we step 1 square out, north, south, east, or west, is because every single clone will only cleave 1 of the cardinal squares. Any other square outside these cardinal zones will be cleaved by multiple clones, which means you just die. If you get hit by any two sword slashes, you just die outright. There's no saving you. Yeah, with okay, there's one minor exception which I won't get into lah. Okay, only tanks can survive it, but that's not important here. Okay, so if you get hit by any two sword slashes, you just outright die. So you must be taking 1 sword slash north, south, east, or west from the safe square. My advice: go to the safe square first, so that even if you fail to identify where the correct cardinal you need to go to is, you are still standing in the safe square. There are two cleaves. Okay, it happens twice. So if you mess up the first one, you still have a second chance. If you just run to a random square and then you're not sure whether it's correct or not, and you get hit by the sword slash and it's wrong, you just die. So at least find the safe square first, step in the safe square, look for the clone with your temperature that you need, try to see which side it is pointing the sword at, and step out into that square. That is how to deal with the sword slashes. It is, okay, I will admit, it is very difficult to figure out for the first few times you see
Life experience.
Yeah, yeah.
As in experience and lose your life.
Correct, exactly. You just gotta die a few times to it until you figure it out. Then once you do figure out, from then onwards, I can tell you, you will always be able to understand it. So it's one of those things where it needs to click with you, lah. Okay, but some of you will be able to adapt faster, some of you will not be able to adapt as fast. Doesn't matter. The whole purpose of this batch is to practice. Okay, so don't worry about it. Don't feel too bad about it. Just try our best to resolve it, lah. Okay. Yep. Yeah, all clones will have a different temperature. One for each, okay, +1, +2, -1, -2. Each clone will have one of the temperatures. Okay, where one of the clones is the actual boss, but the boss is invulnerable anyway. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the boss tree explanations. Okay, again, just before the boss tree later on, once you see it for the second time or the first time today, I'll just quickly briefly mention it. We'll verify, place the waymarks. I'll verify the macro, show you all again, and then you all can set it up. And then we'll just give it a try. Okay, today we'll try to get at least 2 full pulls in. So I'm gonna not waste time anymore and do a ready check. Thanks very much, Lara, for helping us to sort out the parties. I couldn't have done it. Okay, actually I didn't really do anything lah. So
Okay, you guys can all carry me now.
yes.
That's the deal, right?
Hey, actually not wrong. Okay,
No promises.
just to let you guys know, right? I actually tell the mods that like the organizers and the shop callers they are not here to carry you guys They are here to help to organize the run. You guys are the one who is carrying the DPS. So when we clear, right, it is you guys who are clearing, not we all clearing. You can feel proud that you all have actually cleared it by your own effort lah. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay lah. So I think that's it. We really checked. It's past. It's now 3:15. We are zoning into DRS. Okay. So as usual, first things to note before you get started. Okay, make sure you bring some food. Make sure you have your lost actions, your pure essences. Okay, there's a cache inside, a whole cache, and the actual appraiser is at the side as well. Okay, just make sure you have the forgotten fragments. You can appraise them inside here as well. Don't hop off too early. Okay, last week we had 2 incidences where people jump off the wrong platform. Go and double check the spreadsheet again. Okay, I always a time crunch. We don't rush the start. Okay, we don't rush this initial starting phase. Take your time to go and check the spreadsheet again. Make sure your holster set up properly. Pop any actions that you need to pop right here. Make sure you bring whatever you need to bring, and then once you are sure, you jump off on the left or right side. Okay, this week we're not going to separate the VC anymore. So for the golem side, guys, you all can hear how chaotic the slime side is going to be. Yeah, you all can hear the
golem side gonna be
golem side should be fine. Usually golem side no problem and doesn't matter. Like it's gonna be really easy as long as y'all don't mess up the golems But other than that, right, golems are really easy. I've done golems many times and golems always wins. So y'all get to hear how the slime side does things. Is this DRS? No lah, this DRS. Don't scare me
the side platforms wouldn't be glowing.
No lah, I
Yeah.
Make sure
understand.
you have your pure pop and your holster ready before you jump.
I'll just double check, triple check. Okay, again, if for whatever reason you still forgot to bring a pure or whatever, right, just let us know immediately. Okay, don't keep quiet about it, and later we find out, and then it's too late to adjust. Like if now
It's kind of obvious as well.
Yeah.
You might as well say.
the party members can check to see whether you have a pure or not. So if you forget to bring
The
a
most
pure,
obvious part is when you're on the floor because you don't have the health.
unless you're a tank. But yeah, just
That's true. Sure.
just let us know lah. I mean, it's again, I'm really quite laissez-faire about this. I don't really, I'm not very strict about such things lah. Actually, to be honest, like we make mistakes. Even I myself forgot. I once brought the wrong wrong essence. The wrong essence in, and it's like, oops, I brought like deep essence or some shit like that. It's like, it's fine, not a big deal. But the key point is that we can help to adjust for you lah. So if we know that,
Can't adjust if we don't.
yeah,
know.
if we don't know, then we cannot adjust and you just die. But at least if we know, we can sort of cover you so that you can still contribute some modicum of contribution to the run itself. Okay, so for those who wish to, you can pop pures after. Okay, again, I generally don't mandate using pures. If you know what you're doing right, you can even hold back on pures. But I try to mandate pures at the cache, re-raisers at boss 1. Okay, at the bare minimum, try to pop your pure at the cache, because the pure is quite heavy. The pure is I think like 12 weight.
12.
So it's kind of heavy. So you might and it's relatively cheap lah. Like 1 pure for 1.5 hours is like quite cheap. So I try to pop pures at the case here. And then re-raisers you can hold back, cause re-raisers is 8 weight, but if we mess up the slimes golems, everyone just dies anyway. So if you choose to hold back on re-raiser, you can choose to hold back on it. Okay, but I have faith that we'll just clear in our first pull. Okay, I just jinxed it, by the way.
Remember what I said, if we wipe, it's Shark's fault.
No, I thought it's Neef's fault. Hey. That was Neef's fault. Neef, where you?
Oh.
Try and
But
take over more
no,
of the short
it's-
calls so that I can blame you later, thanks.
Those were Shark's instructions, just saying.
Golem time, make sure you remember which time you're assigned. Which golem you're assigned. We should do the same thing, basically.
Okay, so for slime side, y'all know what to do. If you need to, right, you can put the ABCD. We're gonna borrow the ABCD waymarks for the slime side, and then I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put the floor markers. Neef, you covering golems? Yeah, okay, Neef's on golem side today.
If golem size if your party is down, check. Just so Hamiko is blue, strawberry is white, tea is red, and red panda is green.
Yeah, for those of you who can't hear Neef, right, y'all just like adjust his volume.
Oh,
At the I'm
Understood.
just saying, you're fine. I'm just saying that if for whatever reason if you can't really hear him, just adjust the volume settings in the Discord now before we start.
Shark, just want to say you've got a question in general about ladders.
Oh, okay, what's the question?
They're asking about a ladder cheat sheet? Question mark. I don't
Oh.
think we have one.
That's the macro lor. That's the macro. But I think it's about the
They posted an image and it's asking if it's correct.
let's see. Yeah, that's correct. Yep. So Hime is asking about the ladders, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5, 2, 3, 1. This is the normal ladder, and then there's a permutation which is inverted. So both is correct. It's the normal one and the inverse one. They are both correct. It's random which one the boss uses, but
50-50.
I will press the macro later once I verify that which one the boss is using. So no need to worry about it. Just follow the macro. Alternatively, if you want to have it on your own screen, you can have both the normal and inverted ones. I will call it out. So I'll say normal ladders or inverted ladders. You can look at the image as well.
I have the
Okay.
waiting for E, C, and E.
B. So okay, let me just double check. F, E, A, D, C. Waiting for B. B for Boboto.
B for base.
What? Wait, what? I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
E, 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 C.
E is the first one,
ready.
so okay.
I thought you are. I thought.
Where is it?
Oh, I thought Red Bean's in E.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is red. Yeah, he is. Okay.
Alright, no worries. Okay lah, just waiting for B, and then we have done this before lah. So, okay, anyone who is not certain of what they are supposed to do for Slime's side, Golems, I think if you're not certain on Golems, so you can ask lah. But need for address it on Golems side. If you're not sure what you need to do, just ask now. Again, our runs are primarily focused on teaching players how to do DRS. So if there's anything they're not sure of, feel free to ask. There's no such thing as I always say, there's no such thing as stupid or silly questions. They're just stupid or silly people for not asking. So yeah.
There's only late questions. That's
Yep.
Everyone on Golem stand on ley line for your buff.
You got buffs on Golem
So
side.
it's gone.
Okay, Team B's. Last in Team B,
Is Freddy in VC?
Okay, let me just check.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh, yep. Okay, cool. I'm guessing B's okay.
Alright.
Oh, is B ready or B is slime side, so we don't want to rush it.
Yeah, we want to
Yeah,
make sure.
that's us. That's what I was just checking.
Hey. Thank you. Okay lah, so that's all the parties are
Let's
ready.
go.
Go ahead, Nif.
Okay, let's do a 20-second countdown, and then we should go.
food if you want to. The HP helps a bit, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. If you have food and you want to use food for this session, just pop food. Stances up. Perceptions go in first. Open the doors.
I'll inbound the trap on Golem side. Cool. Everyone kill blue Golem first.
Slime side, all traps found.
He'll get ready to cleanse the blue Golem tank.
Yeah, you all notice that if you have since people starting pop pures, right, the mobs die a lot faster now.
Interject if you need to.
Freddy, you're grabbing the wrong one.
Kill the queen.
Shark, do you have a healer?
I noticed, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna swap over to you for now.
Thanks.
I'm gonna
Flux
swap over to you
should keep
right
running. It's fine. T, you need to hit the.
Wait.
It's fine.
Yeah, Rai is supposed to be here. Rai is supposed to be here. So thanks. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
For Golem Siren, you don't want to hit the red Golem until tank has a tag on. Red Golem is low, wait for it to be on the button first. Kill Red Golem now. Good. I want to go to white. Hold your DPS on white Golem until compaction interrupt. Oh. Stun the Golem when they cast Demolish.
Southeast +4 ready. Northwest +4 ready. Waiting on southwest and okay, northeast ready. Waiting for southwest. Okay, slime, just hang on a bit. We still need 2 more slimes. Right, just help me grab 1 more slime, please. Okay, and then Rai, grab 1 more for yourself. And just hold it in the corner of the room. Thank you.
Stun the rolling.
Okay, all slimes ready. Fusing in 3, 2, 1. Fuse now. Okay, all slimes just pull the last slime into the center. Ensure that the fusion has occurred before you run off.
Everybody can go on the slime side. Watch the bomb in the middle.
Right, start running. Okay, just run off.
Just run.
Okay, that one, it's okay lah.
Golem started mutations.
That big slime is out of the room.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
fine, it's
No,
fine.
no,
If
that's
everything goes
the-
well, right,
Gotcha.
it will all disappear. Like that.
Nice.
Yep, we done.
Nice.
Good job.
Okay, just if there's anyone who's dead in your party list, you should just quickly yell it out.
Yeah, please shout it out.
Because if we
I'm double checking anyway, but
because if you're dead and then your party leaves, we all leave this platform, right? You're stuck there. But I think it looks good,
it looks good. Yeah. Alright, cool.
Okay, time to make sure check your eraser, check your peer if you haven't popped it.
Grab your coffers as well. Thank you for reminders. Okay, there are 2 coffers here at the start. Remember to grab them. These are pure essences for random pure essence. Okay, but they are free, so just pick them up.
Just a note that for boss 1, after mechanic, we want to tend to gather around the boss because there is change, and the closer you are to your chain partner, the easier it is to break. So other mechanics should try to gather around the boss. I guess I'm main tank it again.
Is it me?
Let's do a ready check. Unless someone else wants to give it a shot.
You mean you're gonna main
Anyone
tank?
want
I mean,
to main tank it?
This is considered a learning run, right? If you want to learn, now is the time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alright, if not, then just do a ready check.
Kim has the marker. Can I just quickly clarify why is Kim got the cookie icon? Is there a reason?
No idea.
No, right? Okay, then I'm just gonna remove it.
Maybe it was in party. Didn't know
Maybe there was
if
some
the
other
thing
use
is
for it,
in
but
align
that's
one.
fine. Yeah. Just reminder, if there are marked dead healers on the floor, other healers try to quickly arise them so that we can usually it's for a limit break 3 just before the boss dies. Okay, but I always just try our best.
Waiting for a.
Oh, my ready check. Sorry. Alright.
Alright, everyone's ready. Do a 30-second cooldown, and we go. Well, we start a rate wise so we can mitigate. Free shield. On slime and golem time, make sure you have your stance off.
Okay, stances off. Pre-shield at 5 if you want to. First mechanic is a raid wide. Okay, take it away, Neve. Let's go.
Rate wise. Back, front. Cross. Open flower. Gather up. Inside hitbox, front or back. Inside hitbox, front or back. I will position the boss. This is
Tank Buster.
Tank Buster. Solo Tank Buster. Everyone behind. Knockback. Knockback into any barrier. Break chain first. Knockback into any barrier. Go back middle. It will be dive and then knockback or high starting west. This is high behind delta, high behind delta. Back to the boss.
Everyone stack on
Stack
3.
up.
Everyone stack on
Stack up.
3. Well, that's fine, yeah.
That's
Enough
so much
players got the
damage.
stack, yeah.
Dodge AoE. There we stand on sand, stand on sand. Next sand and tile will have Earthshaker, point tether away. Check if you have Earthshaker, stand on tile, point Earthshaker away, point tether away. Stand on tile, stand on sand, point tether away. And then dodge AoE. Away from the boss in the cardinal, you can go to B or A. It will be dive into slashes. Starting B, starting beta, and then going clockwise. Looking for dive. This is boss relative. Back, front, back, front. Boss relative. Back, front. Up flower. Stack up for chain after. Break chain. I will reposition the boss. Break Y. Solo Tank Buster. Splitter and dash and cleave slashes. Front, back. Front, back. Stand on tire. Front, stand on tire. Cross and stand on sand. Cross and stand on sand. Last one's random. Stand on sand. option flower. Takes a lot of AoE. Stack up for chain. No chain. Break wide and then inside the hitbox, front or back. Inside the hitbox, front or back. This is high or knockback with clone dash slashes. We want to hold LB here, or hold DPS here maybe, for LB, unless we don't want to.
I think not
Move
necessary.
north toward the clone. This is go to Delta, high behind Delta. High behind Delta and pop your sprint. This is back,
Front,
back,
of the clone.
front, back.
Okay, after this
LB3.
LB3
Break chain, stack up for chain,
and healer LB3 after this, like now.
heal the LB3.
Quickly. It's dying. Nice.
You go up, no.
Never mind, it's okay. It's only if, no problem.
Even holy giga trap.
It's only if, doesn't matter.
Trap ahead.
Nice. Okay, remember, don't forget your treasure coffer. There's one right here. There's a personal spoils here. Remember, pick it up. Okay, 1v1 Eden, right? So good luck, Eden. Try not to step in traps. And the rest of us will proceed to the right. Again, watch out for traps.
Everyone should go ahead. We're just doing 1v1.
We wait for Eden to start the 1v1 fight before we pull. Waymarks for Dahu, please.
Who?
Waymarks. Thanks.
Oh.
Dahu? Dahim?
So damn sus, these puns, oh my gosh. I thought I was the one doling them out, but Neve is a pun master too. Oh no.
What pun? Oh, it didn't start it, so let's do a countdown like 5, 4, 3.
Alright, get ready,
2,
we're going.
3. Let's go! Who is just dodging AoE? Not much, right? He's gonna dash forward and back. Don't follow him.
Okay, don't follow his first dash. Don't follow his first dash. He will come back.
Follow him. Go.
Okay, he's dashing forwards.
Stay out here.
Go to the opposite side.
He's gonna dash back.
Okay, follow his second dash.
Go north now.
Yeah, this is why. This is why.
I'll move him back middle. Add gonna show up. More AoE to dodge. We're gonna do a left right cliff. No, number ready to go. Number about to show up.
Numbers. Hey, numbers, go to your numbers. Nice.
Get knocked back. Left right slam. Walk into the first slam, and then get knocked back to any safe spot. Go back to the hole after this for the spinning fire. Just stay behind him. Keep going behind him. Tank will have aggro on that. We should want to AoE these act down. But broke too early, now he has 6 act on him. More AoE, more add to dodge. Dodge AoE, prioritize AoE dodging. Don't want to die. Left right slam.
Ow.
I know, right?
Number, get ready to go.
Numbers go. Numbers go. These ones are important. Alright.
Or we could kill.
Yeah, I
Just
guess we
burn?
can kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's kill it.
I guess we can just kill it.
I know, right?
I guess.
I mean, it would be
There's
better
no
to
trap
skip.
ahead.
Better to skip that mechanic, cause
For sure. Yeah, there is a high. Well, not high. There is a risk of that going on.
Okay, nice.
Ah, loss. Very
Eh,
good.
did we win? Did we win? Did we?
He won.
Yes, nice.
He got flash star and 1v1.
We win the 1v1. That's the point.
Yeah.
Strength of many beats the one. 47 versus 1.
Oh, no, he won. He killed. before.
Yeah, sad.
He won the 1v1 and us.
Sad. He cleared this time.
Alright, boss 2. Make sure you have your set action.
Alright.
For healer, it is this thing and Spellforge. For warrior tank is Dispel.
Okay, for this fight, we will mark the 2 main tanks with an icon each. So I'll be square, and Hakimaro
Hamiko
can take an icon of their choice.
triangle.
Okay. Okay, so for...
So we have a house.
Okay, I see. Let me just build the house. Build the house. You need to angle your camera properly so it looks like a house. Yeah. Okay. Spellforge and Steel Stings. Spellforge and Steel Stings. So healers, remember, have Spellforge and Steel Stings set up. Ideally, I usually tell the healers to like precast the Spellforge and Steel Sting if they can, so that we know that you've got it lah. But if anyone doesn't have Spellforge or Steel Sting, please let us know so that we can try to cover for you. Can adjust lah. Essentially, you can adjust for any party without Spellforge and Steel Sting. Okay, alternatively, if like you know what you're doing and you don't want to cast Spellforge and Steel Sting now, that's fine as well. Okay, some of the healers, they like to hold their actions from the previous fight for the opener here and then change to Spellforge and Steel
Because
Sting.
you normally lose Seraph Strike for this.
Yes, I understand. So it's up to you, but just ensure that your healers have it lah. So just double check that your healers have it. Okay, then other than that, not much else to say. Keep the bosses separated. Keep the bosses HP about the same. Listen to callouts when we hit phase 2. Healers do the reflect ops. Tanks north and south. Remember to take the spike checks or the aura spheres. Okay, and we just try our best lah. Okay, ready checks.
Don't have a ready check.
Wait. Team A doesn't have Spellforge.
Okay.
Who needs Spellforge on Team A?
Myself.
I can mark them.
Yeah,
I
can mark them
guess.
with
Shark-
1, 2,
Shark
3, 4,
needs it.
5.
Okay, so you can give it to... Okay, so we will just use the number markers for the players who need Spellforge. That's the easy way. So,
Okay.
first... Madu here needs...
You as well.
Actually, I don't need. I don't need.
So-
Yeah, I don't need. I'm professional.
That's fine.
He can just use
When
it
I need...
for-
That's true. You have Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I just start spamming Holy Spirit when I... You will mess up my rotation.
But it's fine, right? Like, it's okay. You can just have it, and then if you need Sting, I can.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, the initial cast you can just precast it. Then if I need to... Actually,
Yep.
if everything goes smoothly, I won't need it anymore.
Alright, do ready check and then make sure you have your eraser up. You have died. Your required action.
Yep.
F, C, E, D, waiting for A and
A, because we had that thing.
Oh yeah, we need to
Just do one
we need
more
to ready
check,
again.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. If Rai misread the sheet, does that mean you don't have Reflect? No, you should have Reflect anyway, right?
I think he just brought Steel Sting also. So
Yeah.
he just
Okay,
Why does it
good.
reflect?
Do you know where to go? Is the important one.
I'll post a macro for the
Yeah.
healer.
Please, thank you.
I'll repost it later. When
Yeah,
the boss
thank you,
disappears,
Just because Rai's new to this side, so it's best to just ask this before the.
and the same goes for everyone. If you are unsure about
Yep.
what you're supposed to do, or you feel that you have a responsibility but you're not certain what it is, best to clarify. Like you can just openly ask now, and then we will just check the sheet, and we will explain to you what you're supposed to do if necessary. Okay, for those of you who have no role responsibilities, right? Your responsibility is to bring the DPS, being the big DPS.
Make it a personal challenge. Try to outdamage the 1v1.
Actually, that's impossible. But
I mean, you can try.
I mean, the way to do that is to kill the 1v1. But
A and B ready?
Yeah, we're good.
okay, it is okay. Sorry.
Is B ready?
Okay, yeah.
A and we're waiting for B.
Should we get rid of the markers on?
No, we need the number markers for. Okay, so the case where we need the the spell forge on those numbered players, right? Is if the first pair is Steel Sting.
Oh, for the
And
second
then the
one?
second
Gotcha,
set
gotcha.
is spell forge again.
Understood.
Then we need to reapply spell
Yeah,
forge.
yeah. Understood. Alright, cool.
Okay, B is okay.
Alright, everyone's ready. Let's do a 30-second cooldown.
Okay, so you all can come closer.
Only the main
Come
tank.
closer to the front, but don't hit the bosses yet. Don't hit the bosses. These guys don't face aggro, but don't hit them early lah. The 1v1 party member, tank in the 1v1, right, maybe you can cover or shield them a bit more. They might rip enmity from everything. Just be careful of Eden. He probably will die lah, to be honest.
I'll give him Hearthstone, so it should be fine.
Yeah. Alright, let's do this.
We burst at the start.
Someone's stealing. You're ready.
Make sure you have your stance off after this. If you're not tanking, break one.
Nice. DPS good.
We're to east. Yeah, and then knight to the middle. Remove steel sting, apply spell forge. Healer have applied the spell forge to the number player. First we run display. Using H bomb. Tether to small, non-tether to big. No, tether to big, non-tether to small. H bomb, tether big, non-tether small.
Must be on the
Bomb
bombs
on the
on
edge
the
only.
edge. Must be the bombs on the edge.
When you found out first, move to a safe spot. Warrior will boost after this. More knight. Warrior boosting, his spell boost.
DPS too good. A lot more on the knight, please.
More knight. Relentless Battery 2. Tether to green, non-tether to purple. Tether to green, non-tether to purple. This is Source Omen. Go back middle after your thing. Go middle now, ready to run out. Run out south, run all the way south to C. Warrior boosting. Spell boost. All is balanced, so we can go back to where you were. Break wide. Small tank buster. Warrior is high, kill warrior first. Remove spell forge, apply
Just kill lah,
Steel
just kill.
Fine.
Just kill. Yep. It's okay. Nice.
Soldier west.
Hey.
On a walkabout.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's okay. I got it. Someone DPS too big.
Watch out for the tether.
Yeah.
Need to move.
They're not the
Okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's
This
fine.
the one on the side not moving yet. The with or after.
Okay, you
us.
provoke it back, Charles.
I got it. I got it.
I did forgot. They look like south. I didn't look at the bomb. They look like south.
No worries.
Hold to middle. Hold to turret. Hold to middle. Wait. Hold to middle. Hold turret. My bad.
No worries.
Break wide.
Tank buster. Then the red white.
Should get the boss here. It's fine. Turret. Gun turret. Time pickup turret on your side. Everyone else kill turret. Time pickup turret. Aimball sniper shot.
Help to burn the ads. Okay, nice.
Provoke it back whenever I need. Ice keep moving. A bit more on soldier. We will might have to do the next mechanic.
That should be fine.
You're gonna first.
Okay, just kill lah.
Tracking
Just
the
kill.
Aster.
Yeah, just kill.
Kill them.
They will jump away. Don't worry.
Healer reflect up. Get ready. Freddy and T, you are north and south. Aura sphere. Make sure you provoke. Coat of arms. Stop attacking. Involve sprite check. Coat of arms. Stop attacking. Second set of sphere is about to show up. Tank, make sure you have stands on. They are assigned to tank.
Coat of arms. Watch out. And healer LB if you can, but I don't think we have it.
LB whenever.
Yeah, if you need it, just use it if you have it. If not, then
Healer LB now.
yeah, it's fine.
No.
Yeah, we didn't get it lah. It's fine. DPS still good. But minimal deaths anyway, so not too bad. 4 deaths, that's okay.
Definitely seen worse.
I mean, it was pretty clean, to be honest. The fight itself was pretty clean, so it's really good. Okay, remember to grab both your treasure coffers. There are 2 treasure coffers here because Eden cleared the 1v1. So thanks Eden for clearing 1v1 this week. And then move on to the Phantom.
Oops.
Yeah, I noticed.
Totally we skip.
No worries. I noticed that there was a spike check that fired all the way across the arena, so someone missed it. But it's okay lah. I mean, not the worst thing that happens. Unfortunate for the player who got hit, but but it can't be helped. Sometimes it happens. Yeah, just to make sure that it doesn't happen again in the second run later, right? The South Aura Sphere spike check is T cheesecake. So T, maybe next time stance
Was
on.
it the shout and shot as well?
Huh?
Was it shot as well?
Eh?
I saw
No,
north
it's the
shot.
north one,
the
ah.
one shots and
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
south.
Okay, so the north
Yeah, the north one
is
shots from one south.
Freddy, Quicksilver, T cheesecake is the south, then Eve is the north for second one, and Neve is the south for the second one. So but the first set, the North Aurasia fire a spike check all the way to the south. So just watch out for the aggro next time lah. I mean it's not a big deal, but
Oh, some healer got it.
yeah,
'cause
someone else took it. So we had one
Wow.
extra death there, but it's okay.
it happened.
Okay.
Ghost just follow Kyle mostly. I'll be main tank again. You can
Thanks.
remove the
I'm
number
gonna
away
take
mark.
out all the numbers. Yep. For those who, okay, just to let you all know, for those people who are running to the north, right, what we're doing here is because we start the fight with the boss pulled to the north. So to get more uptime, players tend to move to the north for melees. Yeah, actually just for melee DPS, melee classes lah. But if you all want to come here for the AoEs and buffs and everything, right, it's easier if you all start the north. Yeah, just don't aggro the boss.
Do I banish on 2?
Should banish on the first GCD.
Yeah, first GCD. On 2 or earlier is fine as well. Like slightly earlier
Okay,
is fine.
sure. Yeah, just so that it guarantees going
Yep.
first. Yeah.
Okay, and just stance check. All the tanks turn off your stances except the main tank, and then I will just steamroll the boss here.
First, the red one. Do not stand on the dark part of the arena. It is not safe. Boss will move.
D,
Go into Delta.
Delta. Nice. More uptime. Do a if.
Play with Ditch.
No lah, he's doing some
Don't
weird strat. That's okay. Hey, don't. Oh, never mind. It's okay. Cross over the tree.
Crossover.
Cross fast. We stay here and looking for 4 to flash 3 times.
Just stay on tree, yeah.
Stay on
tree.
tree
Stay
lane.
on tree. Because it
Stay
will
on
fire the
tree.
laser in lane 4. It's always the same every single run. Unless you want to be AF lah, then you can just go over 4 as well.
Wait for 3 flashes and then we cross over to 4.
Wait.
To cross over. Another 3 slashes. 1, 2, cross.
Cross back.
Ball will disappear and we do the add.
Skip ads or this band.
Add up the add.
Skip ads or this band. No lah, not enough 10%.
No, that's a bit much.
Yeah, duets.
Heal the white, kill red.
Nice.
You can build Asia, boss spring but Dutch. Kill white and kill red. There's one white not healing.
It's okay, just help spam heals on the... Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's kill it lah. It's dead already. No worries.
See the secret mechanics.
Okay, now technically right, after this right, he's supposed to do a whole sequence of mechanics. There's a knockback, there's a north and south, there's an invert miasma, and a red white, and a whole bunch of things. But we usually just skip it at this point of time, so that you don't have to deal with it.
You know, that seems less stressful. I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Trap ahead. Trap ahead.
Now watch out for traps. There's one, the small room here, be careful.
My first took it.
Hey, don't have a surprise.
My first took it.
Oh, McFast
She
popped it.
get
I see,
poisoned.
I see. Understand.
The more trap ahead. This trap from after the teleport is we should not pop any of them.
Very important.
We need
Yeah,
the
especially
mini
that
trap.
purple
Yeah,
one.
That one, that's the very important
Yeah,
one.
we need the mini trap. There's always 2, but if someone accidentally steps on one, we must be extremely careful not to pop the other one, or we cannot complete DRS. Okay, at this point of time, right, now just to get you all used to what's gonna happen here. Now every time we reach boss 3, there will be a small little intermission. For those who have shell and... Okay, actually just shell and protect lah. we usually line up on the right wall here and get your shell casted on you. Everyone should have shell, except maybe the 1v1. Okay, the 1v1 doesn't need it because there are 2 stonks already. Okay, but everyone should just line up on the wall here, get your shell, and then if you are still here while this is going on, if you get the shell, you just move away from the wall and make it easier for the person casting shell to apply shell on the remaining players. Now at the same time, this will also function as a 3-minute bio break. Yeah, an intermission of 3 minutes. So we're gonna take a quick washroom, bathroom break, refill your coffee and tea. I'll give you all like 3 minutes now. Okay, so by X08 so X 08 we will do ready checks. Okay, so need a bio, go for a short break. Be back in about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll do ready checks and get started.
If you're still here and you don't need shell because of your job blockage, you can click shell off, or don't be on the shell receiving line. Otherwise, take a break. There's so many. You cannot click everyone.
Okay, welcome back for those who are back here. It is X08 already on the clock, so I think most of y'all should be back already. Now for those of you who are present, just kindly move closer to the front and then cross beyond the purple line so that we know that you are back. Okay, for those who are not here yet, okay, we'll just wait a little bit more. I'm gonna do ready checks soon. Okay, I'll ask for everyone to do ready checks soon. Okay, but just a couple of things to check before we get started for boss 3. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, boss 3 is pretty much the wall. So, for us to clear boss 3, most of y'all will need to be proficient with resolving the boss tree mechanics by yourself. Okay, Neve can only do so much with regards to the callouts. Okay, but do try your best to try and resolve the mechanics. Looking at your own debuff bars and trying to, you know, do the math, okay, the hot and cold temperature brand mechanics, okay, as well as the force march mechanics. Do note that force march always moves you 2 squares in any direction. Okay, it's particularly useful for the arrow mechanics. Okay, now I will also be popping the ladder macro. So I'm going to click on the normal ladder. This is what it looks like. Okay, you'll be in Yale chat. So if you have difficulty seeing it, or if it's sort of like it's mingled with your FC chat and Novice Network chat and all the other chats, right, you might wish to sort of separate it into its own window. Okay, so it makes the macro easier to read. Okay, I'm going to just draw a line of dashes. Okay, and this is the inverted ladder macro. Okay, it's just opposite. Okay, I will be pressing the correct macro when the ladders or the arrows come up. Okay, you just need to, if you wish to do so, you can just follow the macros. Okay, alternatively, if you don't want to use macros, you can also do the line tracing method. Okay, or if you have your own, yeah, use your finger, use your finger and follow the trace the arrow path. Okay, if not, then I know some people also have like a second monitor. You can use that as well. Okay, just make sure you have the resources necessary on hand when you need to resolve the mechanic. Okay, other than that, sorry. Okay, let me just.
There's one thing I want to add is I saw someone who have Gambler on. Gambler actually is a DPS loss if you are a DPS, and it does not let you use any special action. So in your case, you are Q4. That means your entire party is losing the really strong 10% damage buff from the Q4 itself. And you will most likely to die to the first raid one.
Actually,
it's too late now. So, but make sure next time you're in, make sure you use a cure action.
Yep.
Cure is actually a requirement, not because of the interaction itself, but also because the defensive.
It's the defensive buff.
Yep.
That's actually.
Okay, just to clarify what Neve just said, pure essence of the gambler is not what we are referring to when we say bring a pure essence. Okay, there's actually a class specific pure essence for every single class. You should be using that one instead, because those pure essences for your class give you a HP, defense, and or some sort of defensive increase in stats or abilities that the gambler essence does not give at all. If you don't have this defensive stat increase, the red whites kill you outright. That's why you find that you're dying so much if you don't have the pure essence and or any sort of other survivability actions or essences. Fortitude, Valors, or Race come to mind. Okay, but ideally you should just be bringing your DPS or healer or tank pure essence. Okay, but for now it's okay. Doesn't matter. First time maybe it's a mistake. It's fine. Just keep in mind for the next time.
Are we waiting for A?
Sorry, I was about to do explanations. Okay, I'll do ready checks and then I think that's about it. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Okay, once again, just gentlemen, now's the time to ask. Now for this fight, tanks need to have Aether Shield. Okay, so for this fight, tanks need to have Aether Shield. Make sure you have Aether Shield. If the Aether Shield tank doesn't have it, right, let the other tank know. Okay, the other tank should also have a spare Aether Shield just in case the actual Aether Shield tank is dead or doesn't have it. Someone's got to have it for the red whites. Okay, now the reason why we need to have Aether Shield. Okay, Red Bean asked if you don't have Aether Shield, die. No, you don't die outright, but this red white has a bleed debuff. The stronger the initial hit hits you, the stronger the bleed ticks. So if you mitigate most of the initial hit, you don't have to heal as much for the bleed debuff that comes afterwards. Hence the Aether Shield. Okay, but if there is no Aether Shield tank or the tank is dead, right, Cure 4 casters spam that Cure 4 like it was free, because the Cure 4 actually is a massive healing skill as well. Just use the Cure 4 to help your healers heal.
Yeah, what a ridiculous potency, like 20,000.
Yeah, it's really strong.
It's very potent.
And then it also gives the bravery, as you should already know this. Okay, but just help to keep the party alive if all your tanks are dead. You will know that all your tanks are dead, because when the red white goes out, right, everybody's down to like 10 or 20%. You already know that.
You will feel it.
Yeah, you will know. Okay, I think that's about it. Any other questions?
If no, then let's just we're gonna start at 30-second cooldown.
Alright.
Go.
Okay, we'll try our best listen to Neve. Now, do note that during the fight, if we call your name out, right, for the swords, don't take it personally. I'm just trying to tell you to move out of the diagonals. If I see anyone in the diagonals, I sometimes will call your name out. Try to adjust quickly. Okay, I'm not pinpointing you, but you're gonna die.
Stand check.
Right, let's do this.
Share time buster. Shield up, heal up, shield up. This is when you use either shield. Swords.
Now this bow.
Behind the boss, bow. In front of the boss, in front of the boss, in front of the boss, and then away from the boss. We start in staff, bow, swords. Away from the boss now. Gather up middle, that will be meteors. Check your temperature. Take your quick march. Stay middle, there will be proximity on all four corners. Marching from the middle toward your required meteor. Look for your required meteor, marching in 3, 2, 1. Go back to the boss. Shield up, heal up, eat the shield. Next is behind the boss, we are doing bow.
The boss will reposition itself, so you don't have to worry about the positions now. Okay, now we'll go behind.
Behind the boss now. Check your quick march, we'll be marching to beta or delta. Oh.
Oh, that was scary.
Nah, don't worry. Neve's got it.
Jump scare, jump scare. Just a minor jump scare.
Marching in 5, marching to beta, marching to beta, marching from middle.
Hi, Mayu.
Few people, if you can.
Okay, those who we raise in the fire,
When you die,
just
up,
rescue them out.
walk out area first, and then use your eraser.
Nice.
Check your temperature. There will be no quick march.
Inverted ladders.
Look for your arrow. Go to your required. Take your spot. Pull boss middle. Shield, heal up and shield up.
Actually, no need. Neve just point it to everyone. Sword next.
Need a shield.
Everyone just move to the
In
front
front
of the boss. Yeah, just go to the front.
In front of the boss.
That's the front. There you go.
In front of the boss.
Look for
Look for everyone stacking. Yeah.
Source mechanic. Boss will disappear very soon. Wait for the safe spot call out, and then on the safe spot or into cardinal of safe spot, check your temperature. Safe spot is 1.
Okay, intercardinal of 1. 1 square north, south, east, or west of 1. Heal up in between.
Safe spot is 4. On safe or cardinal of safe.
2EV.
Heal up, heal up. Next will be away from the boss. We're going back to stack 2. Away from the boss now. Go middle, ready for Materia. Stop on raising.
Stop or
Stop
rise, yeah.
on raising. Check your temperature, check your friend. There will be no quick march. Stay middle. Run toward your required meteor. Dodge the clone over there. Jump. People will jump where it's safe.
Find the jumping players.
Go back to the boss. That will be red Y. Heal up and shield up. Bow next. Boss will reposition.
Behind the boss. Behind the boss.
Oh, I forgot about that. Dodge add and ready your sprint. Dodge the add. Look for add, dodge it. It should be white square, intercutting of spot, and then sprint to delta after. Sprint to delta now. Temperature is out. Stop on raising for now. Check your brand. Check what you need. Check your quick march. Marching will be 2 square. Ladder is up. March toward your safe spot. March toward your safe spot. In 2, 1, go.
There will be a shed tank buster after this. There will be a shed tank buster.
Can heal everyone up now. What?
Shed tank buster. Okay, we should just commit after this, but try to put it to the center.
Heal every 3 now if
Yep.
you can.
Healer LB3 and commit. Now sword to the front of the boss, guys, to the small
front
little
of the
corner
boss.
here. And then commit afterwards. Nice.
Oh, for the die.
Sorry, I think I heard the wrong time for the LB3. But
It's okay lah, because we were like reaching the end of the fight, right? So we just hit the LB3, but I think it's fine.
I did it early.
That's okay lah.
Yeah, it's fine.
It worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
It
in the
worked
end.
out.
Like we didn't see anything after the LB3, anything super deadly after the LB3 anyway. So it's fine.
I'm gonna go and pop the curse screen up.
Yep. No worries.
Cutscene.
I can't be mini. I have to res. I'm so sad.
Okay.
Now we pop the
Yeah.
cutscene first.
So okay, so just so you let you all know, right, what's happening here is that we are triggering the cutscene so that later once we finish the Minotaur fight, right, we can keep our limit break going into the Queen. Sometimes we can get LB1, sometimes lah. Okay, it's not guaranteed, but it's better than nothing.
The tiny Eden.
They always say step on the little people. Yeah. Step. Okay, so what's just for the new players, what's happening, right, is that if you notice Eden running across the arena, he's really tiny, and he
the new
was
player is still watching cutscene.
yeah. Some people still watching cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but never mind
It's
lah.
okay. You can see tinies next time.
Yeah, you can see it next time. Anyway, what's happening is that one of the players need to step on the mini trap, and they will go to the front. Across the teleporter, there's a gate. Now this gate, usually in DRN, right, you just don't access it. But in DRS, a mini player can squeeze through the bars and unlock the gate from the other side. So notice that the gate is now open. We will travel through this into the
Trap ahead.
stairwell.
Secret cow.
And then we'll fight the secret cow level. Okay, do note there are traps on the other side, so let the perception players go ahead first. Okay, and there's still people being arised at the back, so we'll just wait for everyone.
There's so many razors around the one person being revived. That's so funny.
Absorbing all your arises. Uh-huh.
Uh,
Do I have any perception? Yes, I do. Okay.
Can I ask a question for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't remember. What is it's lightning or fire and reflect on the lightning? Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Lightning for fire.
Okay, cool.
Lightning. Sorry, reflect for fire, and
reflect for
dispel
fire. Okay.
for earth.
Earth. Sorry. Yeah. Cool.
Lightning is later.
I forgot the elements.
Lightning is technically correct. But
Yes, lightning is queen.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. All right. So reflect the fire. Understood.
Well,
It just pulses, right?
Yeah, it just pulses.
It's just around
keeps it just keeps
Okay.
pulsing until a certain number of pulses, right? And then it just explodes up. If it's been left alone for too long, it will explode. And apply.
Understood. I
doom
am ready
for
with my
everyone.
reflect.
So just to, because the first time we get here, I'll just let people know. Shark would be the north, Mino tank, Hakimaru will be the east, Freddy will be south, and T will be the west one.
Does that mean I'm main tank
Your
also?
wait, what?
No lah, I can main tank, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll main tank this. Yeah, go ahead.
Mino tank, make sure you have your perception on, and your sub tank will be your backup tank.
Okay, I'll just give a very quick brief run through on what's gonna happen for this fight, because yeah, I'll address that question for that Che Yong is asking as well. Okay, so for this boss fight, this is actually a trash boss fight, but it is actually possible to wipe on this trash fight, and also this boss fight gives body plating, which is quite valuable. Hence, we'll try to take it seriously, lah. I mean, we've been taking the previous two seriously as well. Cough. Okay, but anyway, for this boss fight, the main threat in this fight is not the cow in the center. Okay, I can't pronounce that word, okay, Lord. Okay, the main threat is not the boss. The threat is actually the ad phase. Now, when the boss's HP drops to 72% or less, it will automatically phase and it will jump to the center, become invulnerable, and 4 ads will spawn at the north, south, east, and west parts of the arena. These ads need to be kited by a tank each and kited around the arena in a clockwise direction. To this end, we have assigned 4 tanks to kite these ads. Now, if you look carefully on the spreadsheet, myself, Hakimaru, Freddy, and T Cheesecake are the 4 assigned tanks for the Mino tanks. Okay, we will also retain this ordering for the boss 4 Queen later on. Because of this, the 1, 2, 3, 4 waymarks are being used to mark these tanks. So tanks, if you are one of these 4 tanks which I named, so myself, Hakimaru, Freddy, and T Cheesecake, please kindly mark yourself with the numbered markers accordingly. Okay, I'm 1, Hakimaru's 2, Freddy's 3, T, you are number 4. Help to mark yourself with these number markers. This will help us to identify where the monk, the ad tanks are. Okay, these ad tanks are important because they need to kite the ads around. Now these ads, if they are not kited properly, they will go loose. Okay, what we call flying cows, because they will gain a speed up buff. They'll start running very quickly and auto attacking players. Their auto attacks apply ruin stacks. 2 stacks, you die. So if they hit the tank once, the tank is half dead. They hit the tank again, the tank gets doomed and die. Hence, the need to kite them properly. Now, these 4 tanks will just kite them in a circular, clockwise direction. Okay, why clockwise? The arena will have a clearly defined ring, outer ring, to kite the ads in. There will also be a dangerous purple death zone that you cannot step in. Stepping in it kills you. So you can see it very obviously later on. Melees, tanks, and actually just melees and tanks will be on the outer ring. Okay, minor exception to red mages who have melee attacks also. Okay, but up to you. I leave it up to you if you wanna be on the outer inner ring. range and casters and healers usually be on the inner ring, okay, because they can just attack anything from the center. The outer ring will need to kite the ads around, and we will prioritize burning down the ads ASAP, okay, as soon as we can, starting from the north ad first. Okay, we'll start from the north ad first, starting from the number 1 ad. The rationale behind this is that we want to quickly burn down the ads as soon as we can, reducing their numbers. There will be 4 at the start. If possible, we try to instantly like burst down one as soon as you can, so that there's only 3. Now the fewer ads there are, the better, because why? If the ads get too close to each other, they will tether and they will speed up, and then it becomes dangerous. If any tank dies and the ad starts to target another random player, they will run in the opposite direction and they will tether to some other ad, and those 2 ads will speed up. If the ad goes close to the center where the boss is, it tethers to the boss, and that ad will speed up and kill players as well. So the kiting is very, very important. Now, each tank party, the numbered tanks, right, will have a sub-tank in their party. The sub-tank is supposed to follow the main tank, and if the main tank dies, you pick up the main tank's job. This is important. So, for example, my party, right, I'm tank number 1. McFast is my other tank. If I die, McFast takes over my job. So McFast usually will just follow me. Okay, the sub-tank, you basically want to follow your main tank close behind the main tank, but not on the main tank, so that you don't step in the trap, but close behind, so that if the main tank dies or some accident happens, you can immediately pick up the slack. Okay, we don't want the ads to run around.
And you can DPS while you're doing that, right?
You can try to DPS, but personally, I think it's not that important. It's up to you,
Okay,
yeah,
just follow.
Personally, I don't even bother DPSing, because my job is just to make sure that the ads don't go crazy. This fight has no enrage, so we can take it slow as long as everything goes smoothly. Okay, but it's up to you. I leave it to your own discretion. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll try to speed up a bit. Okay, now, other than that, right, the other players, so we just kite the ads, kill the ads in number 1 first. Okay, the northern ad first. Do note I said the northern ad first, but you all can try to go to we kill the north ad first, and then go counterclockwise to kill the ad walking towards you. Now we don't run clockwise, because if you run clockwise, then you'll be trying to chase the next ad running away from you. We just go counterclockwise instead, and then you just beat up the ad coming towards you. So we just go counterclockwise and kill all the ads in this order. So 1, 4, 3, and then 2. Okay, but ideally just try to just kill them as soon as we can. Okay, now healers and DPS, range DPS, your job is in the center ring. Healers, you should have reflect on to reflect the fire orb. Okay, periodically a fire and earth orb spawns on opposite ends of the inner ring. Your job very simple. Have reflect on, stand next to the fire orb, let it explode or pulse. You will reflect it back on itself and kill the fire orb. Earth orbs will cast stone skin on itself. Range cast DPS, you've been assigned dispel. Your job is simply to dispel the earth orb and just smack it once. It has 1 HP, but the stone skin blocks all the damage. So you dispel the stone skin and then just hit it once so that it dies. That's pretty much it. Okay, for the fire and earth orbs. Do note that you should not be standing next to the fire orb if you are not a reflector. So keep an eye out for the fire orbs in the center. Okay, so that's for the roles and responsibilities for all the players in during the ad phase. Now this fight has a very, very nasty mechanic called labyrinthine fate, and fateful words. This is a debuff that goes out near the start of the fight during the ad phase, and it places 1 of 2 debuffs on you. Learn to identify what the debuff means. Okay, there's one that looks like a monster sucking you in, and there's one that looks like a person being flung away. This respectively means you'll be pulled into the center or pushed out away from the center. Try to identify which it is. When the mechanic goes out, okay, Neo4j say debuff going out, debuff resolving. Okay, the first time it does it is nearly instantaneous. The debuff goes out and it starts to resolve instantly. Quickly stand in the correct notch. Okay, if you notice the arena, okay, now AFK warning. If you've been AFK for more than 5 to 7 minutes, just move your camera around a little bit. Okay, I've been rambling for a bit, just prevent yourself from getting AFK kicked. Okay, resuming explanations. Now, if you look at the notches, there'll be later in the arena, there'll be these little notches in the ring. You need to be either in the inner notch to be pushed out, or in the outer notch to be pulled in. Okay, it will make sense when you see it later on. It's like a small little cutout from the ring, and you can stand on either the inside or the outside. The width of that cutout is just nice for you to get pulled in or pushed out. Hence, you need to stand in the correct notch. Also, there will be lightning rings periodically, be in any notch. Okay, the ring just electrifies the lightning ring circle line thingy, just electrifies the entire ring. You just need to stand into any notch to avoid getting hit by the lightning. Okay, again, there are ruin debuffs that go out every time you get hit by anything. 2 hits and you just die. Okay, but the main difficulty in this fight is just the ads. Okay, if the ads go haywire, right, we just like start to lose players. They start to drop like flies. Okay, and I think that's it. I think that's it for all the mechanics here.
Yeah.
So only the numbered tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4, will take the ads. Okay, the number tanks must have perception. Okay, number tanks must have perception. The first mechanic it goes out after the ads appear is entrapment, which will place a trap in in each quadrant of the arena. All players must be in a cardinal position. Okay, it's very obvious. The traps zone it will be in all the quadrants. You need to be in a cardinal which is devoid of traps. Be in the cardinal. Let the tanks percept to scan for the trap, and then tanks if you have okay, if the trap is an explosive trap, right, you just pop inbound and run through it. If the trap is a poison trap, you just step into it and then use your antidote. Okay, I hope you all brought antidote. Okay, if not, then healers just quickly as soon now. Okay, but preferably have antidote, because as antidote, okay, the actual antidote item removes the poison from you. And I think that's it. Okay, I think that's it. Any questions at this point of time before we start this fight? Okay, we are doing ready checks at the same time to save time. If you have questions, now is the best time to ask. Okay, if not, then once all parties are ready, we'll just give it a go. Okay, should be okay. I mean, we should be able to clear as long as
I remember sometimes DPS were saying they held some of their burst for ads.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yes.
So for this fight, right, because the boss is not important. Okay, the boss is not dangerous. It's not difficult. We usually hold the DPS burst for the ads. Wait till the ads appear at 72%, and then you unload your burst on the very first mob that we're targeting, just to quickly burn it down. Okay, the lesser ads that are running around on the field, the safer it becomes. Okay, thanks for reminder, Lara. Food check. Use food if you dropped off. Okay, it's been more than 1 hour already, so use food. And no questions, we will just get started. Okay, try our best. Why is Eden asking if you're single? Okay, move forwards beyond the purple line if you are ready. Okay, get ready to start. Only the main tank. Okay, I think I will main tank this so I will have stance on, and then all the other tanks stance off until the ads appear. Okay, then the numbered tanks stance on.
If you want to, you can focus target the boss to try and see the cast bars when we're doing ad stuff. It might help.
That helps as well. Correct. Okay, this is a additional tip. You can focus target the boss because the boss becomes invulnerable during the fight, so you cannot see his cast bar unless you focus target him. Okay, or if you're the enemy list displayed prominently as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Are we all ready? B, C, A, D.
Yeah, all parties ready.
Alright. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do a countdown, 20 seconds. Focus up, and Nif, take it away.
Okay, let's take it outside then. Taking away. I'm trying to make sure you don't have stands on, because the boss is doing a frontal cleave. Don't burst yet. Save your burst. Stay close to the boss. Click anti-knockback. Dodge the whack.
It will phase after this. It will phase after this. Get ready to go to your positions.
Tango position with stance on.
Okay, tanks start to pull the ads towards you, and then start kiting now.
Tanks start kiting now. Should keep going. Entrapment, get out of the trap, get out of the trap zone.
Debuff gone out.
Debuff, it's resolving. Resolving debuff now. Inside a notch, inside a notch.
Oh,
Yeah, one of them got no worries.
Well,
Just keep going, just keep going. I'll try to pull one away.
Keep going.
Mm.
Yeah. Just kill one. Alright, should be fine.
Okay, the debuff has gone out again, but this one
Debuffs are out.
hasn't resolved
Debuff
yet.
out, debuff resolve later. Get inside a notch. Notch AoE, and then debuff will resolve. Resolving debuff, resolving debuff. Inside a notch. Okay,
Nice.
everyone go back to boss.
Watch out for the fire op.
But to respect the fire
Okay,
op
nice.
and
It exploded already.
Thunder, take Thunder AoE, go out. Take Thunder AoE outside. Oh, not yet. Stand, have your stance off. If you are marked with AoE, take it outside. Don't put it on anybody. They go to undead.
Massive
Away
AoE.
from the boss. Away
Big
from the
AoE.
boss.
Very far out.
There will be 2 more set of Thunder. And then a proximity. Watch out for the misset. Boss gonna jump away into a proximity damage. Away from a proximity. Watch out for Thunder. We go back into the boss after this for 3 whack. Dodge the whack. Mechanic going to be looping from here on. Tank Buster.
Can start to build gauge.
Anti-knockback now. Dodge the whack.
Can start to build gauges. And can start to arise dead players as well.
We don't have every 3, so we have to erase.
Yep. Nice. Not too bad for first look.
yeah. Are there any healers dead? I will prioritize them because I have limited rises.
No, all of them are.
Cool. I'm just gonna hit
look like
whoever
all
then.
healers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Or field. Okay, yeah, field's got upgrade. Okay, don't forget your treasure coffer at the front. This one is the body plating, so you will want this. Oh, and we sweeping Ave up. Okay. I see.
I have no more rises.
It's okay lah. It happens.
Same.
We'll try our best later. Okay, for those going on ahead, right? Okay, so we'll just let the healers do their thing at the back here and arise everyone. Now, we're gonna head over to the queen, and this will be the last fight. But let me see, do we have time? 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have barely enough time. Now, if we clear this, okay, let me think about this. Should we like? Okay, no, we have enough time to go for one more pull after this. So, we'll try to zoom through this lah, and then we'll take a short break after, and then we'll go for another poll without any explanations.
With less explanations.
1 hour to from start to finish lah. We'll try our best.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, now this last fight here is the last one we need to do. Okay, same as before, we will reapply shell. Okay, so if you need, okay, by now the shell will have dropped off, or if you died, then the shell will have dropped off. So same thing as before, line up on the right to get shell applied to yourself. And then once you got it, you just step out of the line, so that whoever's applying it can click on other players easier. Now for this fight, okay, I hope you all have studied because there's really too many things to cover. But there's a couple of things to mention here for this fight. Okay, number one, there's gonna be 4 relentless plays. Neef will call this out. Okay, I'm not gonna spend time explaining this, so try our best to listen to callouts and try to perform the mechanics properly lah. Okay, we'll just do our best for the set piece mechanics. Now the important mechanics here are, okay, there's 2 of them. Okay, actually 3. Tanks have to take tank busters, or what we call cleansing slashes. Now the numbered tanks 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, they are the same tanks, so we'll be taking the cleansing slashes. Now what happens is that tank number 1, myself, I'll be main tanking it first. When the queen does cleansing slash, tank number 2 provokes on the cast. So Hakimaro, once you see cleansing slash being cast, you provoke the queen and hold it. The queen will hit me with the first tank buster. I will mitigate, and I need a healer to Esuna me, because the queen, the tank buster applies a doom, cleansable doom debuff. Please remember to Esuna the tanks. The queen will then turn to tank number 2 and just smack Hakimaro with the cleansing slash. No cast bar. Tank 3, Freddy, you must pay attention to tank 2 taking the cleansing slash. Okay, it's a big purple sword sticking out of the ground, and provoke after Hakimaro has taken the second hit. Okay, there's no cast bar for the second one. You just need to pay attention, see that Hakimaro takes the hit, and then quickly provoke. Stance on, you should have stance on already, provoke, and then just hold the queen. There's only 2 hits only, and then you are now the main tank. Okay, the queen doesn't actually do anything to the main tank when she's not doing tank buster, so you just need to hold it and you know, stay in place for everyone to DPS the queen. So the queen does cleansing slashes 3 times. So 1 to 2, number 3 holds it, 3 to 4, number 1 holds it, and then 1 to 2 to 3 again. Okay, so it happens 3 times. We will just rotate in this order. Now at any point of time, if a tank is dead, okay, let's say I die, okay, then tank number 2 is actually the main tank now. Then it becomes 2 to 3 to 4, and then 4 to 1 to 2, and then 2, okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, just the next tank in line takes it. Okay, the next tank in line takes it. So try to pay attention. Okay, the number tanks, try to pay attention to the tank buster coming out so that you can provoke properly. Once again, on cast, second tank provoke. Third tank, verify that the second tank has taken the tank buster, then you provoke and hold it. That's it. Okay, now next, lightning ops. In this fight, there will be lightning ops that happen twice in the fight. There will be a player who will be in charge of where all the healers will stack to pop the lightning or reflect ops. Okay, so healers look for the mark player. Okay, who's gonna do the Mama Duck? I think it's
I can.
Okay, so Lara is gonna try her best to reflect the lightning op marker. Okay, now Lara will mark herself with a circle icon. So reflectors look for Lara during the lightning op phase. Everybody else do not go into the lightning ops during the lightning op phase unless you have reflect or light curtain. Okay, basically if you stand in the lightning op and you eat it, you just die. Then your razor procs, and then you pulse again and you just go through your razor and you die again. So don't get hit by lightning ops unless you are reflecting. Once the reflect goes off, go into the safe bubble. Okay, go into the safe bubble. Now, range DPS during the lightning op phase, you need to dispel the queen 4 times. If we have a number of range DPS using dispel, so if there's 4 of you guys and each one of you do it once, that's all you need to do. Okay, but just verify that the queen debuff bar, all the debuff, all the buffs, okay, all the buffs on the queen has been dispelled. There are exactly 4. So make sure that all of them are gone. then you can just continue to DPS and make sure you are safe lah. Okay, prioritize making sure that you don't get hit by the lightning first, then dispel and then move into the safe bubble the moment it comes up, and then continue dispelling or DPS if necessary. Okay, so just dispel during the lightning out phase. It happens twice in this fight. Okay, now the third and most important mechanic before we really check and we get started is Super Chest. Now Super Chest happens twice in this fight, and the way we handle Super Chest, okay, I hope you guys have done the reading, because this one is very hard to explain without understanding how the mechanic works. Okay, but we'll try to simplify it as much as we can. Now Neve will be bearing the burden of this mechanic, but how we deal with it is relatively straightforward. Neve will identify, okay, Super Chest comes out and you will go to the furthest row. Okay, let's say 1, okay, the 1 waymark is the finish point, okay, the end point. 4 is the furthest row. Neve will either say no, 4 is safe, or if 4 is not safe, he'll say 3 is safe. You will start in either the furthest row or the second furthest row. Okay, we always start from one of these two rows, based on which of these two rows is safe. Okay, Neve will try his best to identify, and he'll tell us, no, furthest row is safe or furthest row is not safe. So he'll say either 4 is safe or 3 is safe. Go to that row first. Then he will identify whether columns B or C are safe. Okay, if columns B is safe, for example, and 4 is safe, okay, for example, then he will say 5's in B. Okay, then if you can see him or see us jumping, right, then you will know, okay, 5 in B, 6 in the middle, 7 in C, going through column B. You will add up your debuff. Okay, your debuff will have a 2, 3, or 4, two different debuffs with numbers 2, 3, or 4. You just add them together. So they'll either be 2 and 3 to be 5, 2 and 4 to be 6, and then 3 and 4 to be 7. So you just count how many you have. If you are 5, you go to B. If you are 6, you go to the middle. If you are 7, you go to C. Starting from the correct row. He will tell you which row to start in. You be on that row. He will tell you, if you are 5, go to B. 6, go to middle. 7, go to C. Okay. And or, no, if furthest row is not safe, start from row 3. Column B is safe. 5 in the middle. 6 at C. 7 at D. Okay, D should be here lah. Okay. So he will tell you which row and which column to be in. You just need to go to that row, listen to the numbers 5, 6, or 7, figure out your own number, stand in the square in that row. Okay, be very clear. If he says B, 5 at B, doesn't mean 5 go to the waymark B. That's not correct. It's 5 in the column B on the safe row. Okay, there are actually 3 different permutations for this. Two of which I already mentioned. Okay, furthest row is safe, B is safe, 5 at B, 6 in the middle, 7 at C, or inverted, can be 5 at C, 6 in middle, 7 at B. Another permutation is furthest row is not safe, B is safe, 5 in the middle, 6 at C, 7 at D. There is a third permutation, which is what we call a 2-2 combination. Both B and C is not safe. In which case, if it is the furthest row, okay, no, if it's not the furthest row, using the H wall, he will say, starting from row 3, column A, 5 in A, 6 in B, 7 in the middle, going through row A. He'll tell you which row to go through as well. So be on that row, be in the correct column, go through those the path that you're supposed to follow. The last permutation is the most complicated one. Furthest row is safe, 5, B and C is not safe, 5 and 7's at B, 6 in the corner. 5 and 7's at B, 6 in the corner. Okay, either B or C, depending on which way we are facing. 5 go through the middle, 7 go through the sides. Okay, 6 you can go through any direction, doesn't matter, because it's the same number of steps. Okay, so there's a few different permutations, but essentially, right, what it boils down to is listen to the shot caller tell you which row to be in. You start on that row, count your steps, and be in the column that the shot caller tells you to. Okay, 5 in which column? Okay, A, B, middle, C, or D. 6 in which column? 7 in which column? And then from there, you just move exactly how many steps you need to move. Stop. First mechanic goes out. Move the remaining steps to the end point to finish the mechanic. Okay, that is super chess in a nutshell. Is the way we do it has simplified it so much so that you can just do the math for yourself and then just listen to the calls. But you must move the exact number of steps required and not mess up the numbers lah. Okay, all the pressures on Nif to do the correct callouts. I will help him, back him up if necessary. Okay, but I think fingers crossed Nif has got this. Okay lah, the rest of the mechanics is just the different relentless plays that you will see once in this fight each. Okay, we will try our best to resolve them. It is a rehash of the boss 2 mechanics. Okay, but other than that, not much else to say about this fight. Let's just do ready checks. If you all have questions, now is the best time to ask. Okay, but if not, then we'll just give it one go, see the mechanics, wipe, if we need to, and then we'll just quickly rezone and do another run after this. Okay, fingers crossed. If you can clear it, it'll be great. Okay, if not, then we'll just try again afterwards. Okay, ready checks at this point of time. Okay, food if you need to, if it's dropped off. Stance checks for tanks. Okay, only myself should have stance on. Then 2, 3, and 4, you all get ready to take over later.
A, C, D, F, waiting for D and E.
Okay, now tanks, you all need to have your Aether Shields again for this fight. So all the red whites, need for say lah. Okay, red white Aether Shield, just press Aether Shield. There'll be 2 red whites that are very heavy, very punch really hard. The queen will glow during that time. One is in the middle of the fight. Just pop all your mitigations. The other one will be at the end of the fight. Okay, we'll just say heavy mitigation. Just pop all your mids. There's no other time to use them anyway.
Alright, we'll start a 30-second cooldown. Now the on party is ready.
Alright, let's do this.
Free razor check. This is the final stretch.
Oh, yeah, stretch.
If we stay cool,
No, don't stretch now.
everything
Stretch
will
up.
be fine.
Oh, okay.
Shark will be maintaining this, right?
Yep, I'll be
Yes,
tank 1.
Shark is starting main time.
Okay, limit break now. LB1, fire it off, and let's go. Okay, I forgot to mention that, but never mind.
Doesn't hugely matter.
Either shield. Watch out for your stance. Watch out for your stance. Simple chest first. Middle row is safe. Wait for the fire.
Stay at
Go to B.
stay at B, but away from the center. Stay at B, away from the center.
Stay on. Stay on B.
On B, stay on B. Yep. Okay, stay at B, stay at B.
And we just stay here.
Oh, that's a good simple chess.
I know, right? Nice.
Super chest coming.
Okay, there'll be tank busters. Tank buster 1.
Tank buster, tank 2 provoke. Remember to cleanse your tank.
Ouch.
Tank 3 ready. Tank 3 provoke now. Cleanse your tank, very nice.
Nice. And tank 3 hold it.
Either shield. Don't worry about facing the queen, she doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
she doesn't do anything, doesn't matter.
And there's no positionals.
Just one. Go away from the glowing square. Go north. Row 1 is safe. 5 on B, 6 on middle, and 7 on C. Going through B.
Okay, 5's on
Row
row 1,
1 is
B,
safe.
6 in
5
the
on
middle,
B.
7 on C.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait for the glowing first. Moving through B. Moving through B.
Okay, now if you see the doom spike above your head, move back. If you see the doom spike
If you
above your head,
see
move
doom
back.
your head, move back.
Okay, you will die if you overstep.
Finish it up.
Nice. Okay, quickly come in, try to rescue.
There'll be a
or
red white
sprint.
after.
Nice.
Make sure you have your ether shield. No, raise up. Back up if you get raised. Relentless play 1.
Heavy
Big
mitigations. Heavy
Big mitigation.
mitigations.
Relentless play 1.
Okay, lightning ops first. Lightning ops. Lightning ops. Look out for lightning
Oh.
ops.
Watch out for reflect. Go away from all lightning off. There's one in the
Yeah,
middle.
watch out for that one in the center there.
Away from the
the
lightning off.
circle.
Then into the bubble.
Nice.
Get in the bubble.
One more dispel. Thank you.
Get inside the bubble.
Nice. Good.
Click your erase. Right there. Relentless plate. Tether to green, non-tether to purple.
Yep.
Wait for it. Check your tether. Wait for it. Tether to green, non-tether to purple. We're going south. Tether to green, non-tether to purple.
Gap towards the gunner at the northwest. Gap towards a turret.
Hold to turret.
Nice.
Back to boss. Relentless play 2 is tank buster. Tank 1 provoke. Cleanse my first.
Ah, it's too slow. My bad.
You're gonna die.
It's okay.
Relentless play 2 starting middle. There will be a knockback from the center.
You come close to the center, there's gonna be a knockback from the middle.
Wait for the call out to where you get knock back to. Get knock back to 1. Get knock back to 1. North.
Save clones at 1 and 4. Come back to the center. Okay, stay at 1. Stay at 1.
Stay at 1.
Nice.
Perfect.
Also a nice
Going
pattern.
to- We're going super chest 2 soon with a red one. Either shield. Rest heal, erase healer if you can for now, but
No, just
No more
just
erasing.
wait for super chest 2 and then limit break 3 afterwards.
go north.
Okay.
Row 2 is safe. 5 on 2.
Mhm.
6 on B. 7 on
D.
away.
Yeah,
D.
where the A,
5
yeah,
on
actually
2.
A. Yeah.
6 on B. 7 on. Going through C. Going through C.
We're missing 2 of the waymarks, but never mind. It's too late now. Okay, anyway, healers, after this, ensure you have limit break 3 first. Ensure you have LB3. Wait for all the dooms to go off, and then healer LB3. Now, any healers need to be arise for their party's LB3. Mark yourselves so you can res you.
Wait for the doom to go off first. Make sure you have every 3. Tank 2 provoke. Plan shot.
Okay.
Tank 3 provoke now. Very nice. You can erase for now. Everyone stack
Alright.
up north of 3. Stack up north of
Stack
3.
near 3, stack near 3.
This is source. We will running away from 3 into a corner direction. Wait for it. Run away. East.
Follow,
Run
just
far
follow.
away east. And then dodge all this. Watch out for the turret. They're gonna shoot. Lining up, reflect. Watch out.
Watch out for the lightning, watch out for the lightning.
Watch out for the lining up. Be in the bubble, be inside the bubble.
Looks good.
either shield. The last relentless play coming up.
10%. We can do
This
this.
will be knockback, line knockback into bomb, into paralytic or fire and ice. Waiting for bomb. Tether to small, non tether to big.
Tether to big. Tether to big.
Tether to big.
Yes, tether to big.
Tether to big. Not tether, not back to big. Non tether, not back to small. I stop on action.
Ice keep moving. Ice keep moving.
Jump,
Move,
Ice
move,
keep
move.
moving.
Ice keep moving.
jump.
Nice.
If you found out first, move to a safe spot. Stack up, ready for the big hill. This is relentless play. This is just break wide.
Yep.
Every
This is just soft enrage. Lots and lots of incoming damage. Healers just keep healing, and everyone else just burn it to the clear. It's good.
Either shield now. This should be.
Yeah, it's a clear. Nice.
Yep, done.
Woo!
Good job, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Oh boy.
Always very stressful on the first loop. It's always very stressful.
Yeah.
The last
Everyone
two
did
way around,
amazingly.
oh,
Yeah.
But it was amazing. Super duper good. Okay, okay, before we get too excited, those who need to collect treasure coffer, collect your treasure coffer first. Now, for those players
Please
who
do,
have
yeah.
leftover arises and you wish to use it, right, you are free to just start spamming them. If not, right, you can save, don't crack new ones. Tanks with sacrifices you wish to use, just use sacrifice. Okay, for everyone else, right, we'll try to get everyone up so they can get their loot, and then we will take a screenshot at the tree at the back. Okay, so we'll take screenshots at the back now. Because we are down to under an hour and we have cleared, that will be it for today's session. We are not gonna do another run because we have less than an hour. But we will take screenshots here, and since we have time, we're gonna take screenshots outside as well.
Yeah.
We can do the traditional doggo screenshot.
Yeah.
But I'll try to get everyone up first.
I'm gonna sacrifice yellow.
I will sacrifice someone also. Where's
Get someone get Phil then.
Yes,
Phil has a
Phil.
lot of arises.
Okay.
Who?
Phil.
Phil
Don't arise.
McCracken.
Don't arise him. I'm gonna sack.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'll sacrifice them up.
Are you? Yeah, I'm gonna sack him.
Okay, go ahead, Char. If you die, I will sacrifice you.
No.
It actually procced for once. Holy shit.
Oh god.
Okay. I'll get. Who's the new player? Okay, I'll get Mayu lah. Okay, I'll sacrifice Mayu.
I went through 6 sets of
shit, I
Lost
did.
Arises.
No, it's okay. I got eraser. I should get up.
I did 8 sets of arises.
Nice.
9 including the one I start with. Yeah.
Yeah, rises. You burn a lot during study
Yeah.
learning room.
Okay. Yeah, out. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more dead players, 5 more dead players at the back. Okay, we'll try to get everyone up because this is the first time clear, so I will try to get everyone back up if we can. Thank you so much for your sacrifices for Arise, I mean.
Someone. Guess. I.
This Momoto over here. Okay, anyone else who have arises, who is willing to just crack open some so that we can get some of the new players their loot. Thank you very much.
Alright. If only want to miss the loot, I can just give you the minion.
Yeah, but I mean we would like to try to get everyone up lah.
This is only the only important, unique thing about this is the minion.
And alright, we running short lah.
Strawberry eating all the reses.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
How do I get this circle off my head?
Oh, let me
Just mark yourself again
yeah,
with it.
just
Yeah.
get it off. here.
Thank you.
No, but it was important. We needed to know where to go, and you showed us where to go.
Or not to go.
That's true. Some people did follow, and they shouldn't have. That is true.
I think only Phil is the last one left trying to arise players. Oh, nice! It finally worked. Once I go over.
We got everyone.
No, we got one.
No,
Still
not
have
yet.
3. 2
Oh, no.
more. Okay, technically Madhu has cleared before lah. So Madhu, I think if we won't have not enough. I'm sorry, but here's a complimentary pet. I'm
The important thing is that everyone who cleared has the dog.
yeah.
Because that's an achievement outside.
For those first timers, we try to get them up so that they can get their loot. For those who have cleared before, I guess if you can like stay there, it's fine.
Clear again.
Yeah, clear again. But we try to get everyone up. Okay, now for everyone else, right?
Yeah, until we're out of.
Those who are not doing Arise, just go to the back and then we can take take screenshots. Can take G poses at the back here. We'll take one here, and then later we will exit, and then we'll do a doggo G pose at probably Mordona in Ravana. Yeah, we'll go to Ravana and take a picture at the Aetheryte crystal. Okay, I don't see you at the rest of them. I'm afraid that we might not have any arises. Anyone else still have arises? I don't want to leave Red Bean over here dead, but I didn't bring enough sacrifices. Any tanks have sacrifice as well. I should have brought more.
I think that's all. I only have one.
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm out.
So sorry.
Ooh, actually, has someone got Lost Sacrifice still on? I can mimic.
I have it on.
Yes.
Who's just come out front so I can see Neath?
That's big brains.
That should work.
That's actually quite smart.
That's -1 mimic.
Yeah.
I got a fuck ton of them.
Yeah, mimic's not that bad.
I swear to God, Red Bean, if you kill me.
Chuck, just double checking we're not continuing tonight.
Yeah, this is the last. Oh, nice, amazing.
Yeah.
Then unfortunately for Madhu, right? Madhu, I'm sorry, but we don't have enough arises anymore.
I tried.
We tried, yeah.
So I'm going to lose the loot, sadly.
I'm afraid so lah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I don't think we have any more sacrifice unless y'all have any more mimics. Tanks have any more mimics? I don't think we have any more arises.
What is going on in the general chat?
I see. That's
unfortunate lah. I know. Feels bad, but I don't have any more.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But, yes, thank you for like being understanding. So sorry. I will give you one minion in return later.
Just remind me, what does the loot have normally?
It's just the plating. How does it?
You get the minion every
the
time.
minion is guaranteed. The minion is guaranteed, and then
minion is guaranteed every time. I think the random thing is which full secret
you get one body, head, hand, feet, or leg secret which is RNG based.
And maybe the gambler essence.
That one's random, but
you always get a gambler.
Yeah, but gambler
yeah,
like,
and that as well.
Everywhere you can get it from Dahu, you can get it from Phantom as well.
Oh really? It's a random chance.
It's a random chance from the trash mock chest.
To double check, Phoenix Downs don't work here, right?
It definitely doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, just all I got.
Unfortunate lah. Maybe I should just bring more sacrifices next time.
I mean, to be fair, I used a lot of re-races. I thought 5 was already enough, but never mind.
I mean, we just happen to run out of resources on the run. Like if we didn't clear this run and then we went again, right? We probably would have cleared with a much higher survivability rate.
Survival rate.
And then everyone would have gotten the loot. But we cleared on the initial pool, so a lot of players were dead because of that. But it's still a win, obviously, because we cleared.
Yeah, congratulations, all first timers. If you enjoyed this, come back for more.
I will do a wrap up speech after this. But okay, let's go and so G poses. Just wrap up the G poses, and we will do a screenshot outside in Ravana, Mordona with your doggos. So the Cerberus doggos. So okay, G poses done. Okay, we wrap up for the G poses. Okay, and we'll rendezvous at Mordona on Ravana with your doggo. So obviously once you exit the instance, okay, I think there's another cutscene. So first time clears, you're just we should leave now, and let's rendezvous at Ravana's Modona with your doggos, and then just find all the rest of the doggos there lah. You will see all of us there as well.
A wall.
Yeah.
Everyone got their first clear. Now carry me through the rest so I can sleep in them.
What rest? Hey, did you not get your clear? I thought you got clear as well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
There's further achievements to be had.
Yeah, we'll try to do this more often, but okay, again, I'll do a wrap up sermon after this lah. Okay, while everyone's like taking screenshots at Modona. Okay, for those who are not on Ravana, okay, I know we're all over the place. Just world travel over to Ravana, please, and then we will meet up there. Okay, I think someone needed to go off, right? If it's getting late for you,
it's past the time there,
so I
yeah.
think
So
they left
please
already.
just.
Yeah, if you need to go off, just.
We're not kicking you out, but please don't be late for your stuff.
Okay, now, okay, let's just rendezvous at Ravana's Modona first. Get your doggo mount out. You'll see a whole bunch of players there, and then maybe we just place ourselves in the sky just above with the crystal tower in the backdrop lah. Then we'll take G poses. And now, I'll just to save time, I'll just go ahead with the brief first. So, we have cleared this batch today. Okay, amazing. 2 pool clear. That's pretty amazing. Congrats everyone for clearing. Okay, for those of you who wish to do more, okay, what's going to happen is that we are going to host a series of reclear / practice runs in the upcoming weeks in the lead up to 6.5. Okay, so we'll probably like run them another, okay, we have maybe another 3 to 4 more weeks. Then after, I think there's a live letter on the 24th of September. Then we'll know the release date for 6.5. What is going to happen is we're going to just try to run reclear runs on the same time slot every week. For those who cleared already and you don't want to do this anymore, okay, understandable. Okay, maybe you're just here for the one-time clear, just want to get the achievement once, get the mount, and then that's it. That's fine. Okay, we will reopen another sign-ups for the reclears. Okay, or we will do an announcement. Okay, those who have joined us in this batch, you will have priority. So if you sign up and you're in this batch and you want to do some more, just sign up again. We will try to slot you in as best as we can, and then we'll try to do runs in a few more runs, maybe like 2 to 3 lah. Okay, then after we'll probably take a break just before 6.5 okay, for let the organizers rest a bit. These practice runs will allow players to get more practice in for DRS. Okay, if you enjoy the content, come join us for more runs. It will also allow players to practice things like 1v1. Okay, so anyone who wants to do 1v1, let us know so that we can slot you in, and then you'll be the designated 1v1 for any particular session, as well as other things like you want to practice main tank, okay, you want to practice healer roles, you want to get more clears, achievements, okay, whatever your reason, feel free to just join us for these reclear runs. There will be no limitations on these, short of the fact that you should have joined us in one of these 2 sessions and or have cleared before, either with us or with any other group. Okay, basically if you have cleared before, you are eligible. If you have joined us for these 2 sessions, you are also obviously eligible. So feel free to sign up for those, and then we'll just try to run them for as long as demand holds. Okay, if demand starts to taper off, then we will make an announcement that okay, we have not enough interest, and then we'll just conclude the batch. And once 6.5 hits, we will definitely be stopping. Okay, we will not be running this into 6.5 because people will usually go off and do other content.
Can you imagine trying to organize people to do this while they're doing 6.5?
Exactly.
It'd be a nightmare for the organizers.
Usually no one is
Wait,
interested.
what? There's nothing in 6.5. What do you mean?
At least until we figure out what's in 6.5 lah. Okay, other than that, let me see. Let me see if there's anything. Okay, maybe we go somewhere to take the G post first. So, where's Lara? Lara, where are you? Is Lara still here?
I'm at the gate.
Okay, we're gonna follow you. Can you like pick a spot, then we can take a picture?
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone just follow Lara, or just follow everyone flying around. Then we'll take a G post here. Okay, for those who need to go off, thanks very much for joining. Okay, if you all have something up urgently need to go off, I don't want to hold you all back. Okay, although technically we're supposed to run all the way until 6. Okay, but if let's say you have something more important, because we're now just chilling out, hanging out, and just taking pictures. Feel free to just let us know, say thanks, and then hopefully I'll see you all again for those who want to come back for more runs. Okay, but if you have some time, just stay around. We'll take screenshots here. And if you all still have any questions on anything regarding the DRS, feel free to just ask us in our Discord. Subsequent batches, right? Okay, so for the future of these batches, okay, other than the reclear runs that we'll be hosting, okay, either myself will host, if not then I may get someone else to host as well. If there's anyone who's interested in learning how to host runs, do short calls, or help with organization, and you are very, very interested, do let us know as well. Okay, you can either open a ticket or just say it in the Discord, and then we will try to teach you the ropes as well, because we can't be doing this every single week or every single patch or month. Sometimes we need to like cycle out. So we try to get some replacements, okay, to help fill up the slots. Like today, for example, Tomato not free. So if Tomato not free, Lara not free, then we have no more organizer, then we can't run. So we try to get a few substitutes, a few people to back us up as well. Okay, and it helps to give back to the community as well, which is the entire idea of these runs in the first place. Is try to keep something going, and then as people participate and they learn and they find it's fun, they can also in turn contribute to future participants, okay, by joining us. Okay, I may not always be around. Okay, I might one day decide to hang up my role here and hand it off to someone else. Okay, like maybe Tomato or Neve or someone else. Okay, we'll see We'll see how it goes. Okay, now okay, I think we have all decided to face in one direction. So just try to come closer, and then we can take screenshots. Now the other thing to briefly mention before we wrap up for today is there's also another group doing DRS runs on Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, is what time was it? 12. No, 12 is my time. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Saturday. It's a different group, but they are doing purely reclear runs only. So I want to shout out to them. If you are interested in doing more, but you are unable to join us, maybe you have some time constraint or clash with Sunday runs, feel free to join the other group as well. Okay, I don't mind, but they are pure reclears only. So you need to have cleared, which basically is all of you guys, okay, now that you've cleared. But you also need to know the mechanics, because I don't think they teach as much. But conversely, they are a lot more concise. Okay, they don't spend 3 hours. They, I think one pool clear hour and a half, and then that's it for their group as well. So feel free to join them as well. Okay, we try to support each other because we're all in the same boat. We're all on Materia, and we're stuck here until SE opens up DC travel or global travel. Okay, so I think you're free to join them as well. Okay, I'm just shouting out to them. There's a link to their Discord also, but I don't have it, so you might need to ask around. I think that's it. Okay, other than that, if you have questions, once again, just feel free to ask. If not, then I also like to extend thanks and my gratitude to all the hard work that's gone to these. So Neve, thanks very much. Your short calling has improved a lot. Organizers, Tomato and Lara. Okay, I think Lara, if you're interested, I think you can step up to become the main org for either the next batch or the reclass, but we'll discuss it later. Okay, ask Tomato as well.
Don't worry.
Unpaid, by the way.
Foxley volunteered.
Yeah, this is
Please take it from me.
Forced conscription. But yeah, we'll try to see if we can get a few more organizers, because sometimes like we have lives too, so sometimes we're busy, then not enough organizers. Okay, but we'll see. So thanks very much for the org. There's a lot of work that goes into this, by the way, guys. Y'all don't see it, but there's a lot of back end,
100%.
a lot of back end stuff happening right there. That you see, like people panic, then people pull out last minute, then you find substitute, find replacement, you ping people, all this stuff. A lot of work. So and I don't actually do it. So twice as much appreciation, because I don't actually get my hands dirty on this. Okay, all I do is just front the thing and then do short calls and just basically manage the rate once it's got started. But they are doing a lot of the heavy lifting as well. So thank you very much, Lara and Tomato. Okay, Tomato is not here, I think. Okay, but thanks very much to her as well.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I think
Tomato's in Yale.
Oh, she's here now.
Yeah, Tomato's in Yale.
So Tomato will...
She's like floating above us.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tomato, I guess you're involved in the next batch as well.
I believe Tomato is probably watching the stream.
Nice. Yeah, but Tomato does a lot of the back end stuff as well. Okay, but we are looking to like get more players involved lah. Cause again, this is not my DRS, this is Materia's DRS. We basically train the Materia players to run the DRS, so y'all can run it for future players, and then the future players will run for the future players. I mean, I'll try to do as much as I can, but eventually someday I'll probably like decide I have enough DRS, then I'll just retire. Then I'll hand it over to someone else. Okay, so it's not my DRS, it's like everyone's DRS. Okay, so if you're interested, again, just express interest and we'll see what we can do. We'll try to help you along, provide you all the resources, teach you how to do it. Okay, like more shot callers, more 1v1 players, more organizers as well. Okay, and as well as appreciation to all the veterans. Okay, a lot of our players, okay, just so you guys know, a lot of our players is veterans. Some of the replacements, the fillers that come in, right, they have cleared before, so they're actually hard carrying a lot of the DPS and the actions and stuff like that. So I also appreciate these players. Thanks for joining us and helping us with all the heavy lifting and the mechanics as well. Okay, without it, I'll be really honest, usually if it's a full 46 or 44 man fresh, normally we don't clear on session 2 We usually don't clear on session 2.
Yeah.
So a lot of the heavy lifting.
Thank you to all the fills.
Yeah, all the fillers are carrying a lot of the DPS and all the actions. But this is the point of this read, is to learn how to do it. So if you are interested in learning more, just come back for future sessions. Just sign up, ask questions, and we will try to get more practice in. Okay, other than that, I think that's it from me today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Congrats once again for clearing DRS. If you are interested to do more and you think this content is fun, get your friends involved, FC mates, ask them come and join us. Just send them to us. Okay, send them to us. Get the pings. Okay, Tomato wants to tell you guys to get your DRS pings and your roles. If not, she can't find you and she has to reach. So please remember, get pings and roles. And I'll see you guys in future DRS runs. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you all around.
Yeah, thank you very
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the good explanation, shot calling, organization.
I have Neve to thank for that. Neve is doing really good. For myself, I tend to talk a lot. I'm a IRL trainer, by the way, so that's why I ramble a lot. This is what I do in
It's appreciated nonetheless.
Appreciate it a lot.
The only difference is in my classes, people tend to fall asleep.
And you get paid.
You have a captive audience here. We can't fall asleep. Alright, congrats on the clears, everyone. I'm gonna go get food.
Alright, thanks for coming,
Bye.
guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you all around. It's dinner time.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Happy
much.
Father's
Happy
Day
catch
to
up
any
with
fathers out
Oh, yeah,
there.
that's true. Happy Father's Day. I need to check the audio to make sure that I didn't accidentally mute the audio. Every time after the break, I keep forgetting that I muted the streaming software's audio, and it doesn't get recorded, and then my video later has no audio, which is terrible. I need to remind myself to turn it on. Okay, other than that, thanks so much for coming and watching, guys. Hope it was entertaining, and I'll like bore you all to death next time in the next DRS session. Okay, it's dinner time. I'll see you all again. Bye bye now.